up, everybody. It's what is it? It's the 1st of June. We lit. It's the that's amazing. Yeah, it's the first of the month.
Wake up.
We got the blue light on. So if any of you niggas depressed, that's why. They got this blue light on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I realized my light is better. Like I got a different light because some girl told me I got oranges and browns in my skin. She trying to fuck me. She was like, your skin got undertones of orange and browns. And I was like, these hoes be trying to game niggas up. But you know who with me? Kari over here texting something from out of town.
My dog.
The oranges and browns.
Yeah,
Right.
she do it like that.
From out of town.
He got blues and greens in his undertone.
She was definitely trying to hit. Nigga.
EJ over there.
Hey, what up? How y'all feeling,
That's
man?
a dog ass. That's a very iconic angle you got there, nigga. That's like prolific. I want one of them. Like it's up. That's the pictures I take. But when I take a picture of my dick, I always go from the bottom up. So that way it look more colossal.
My teeth looking real white right now.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
ridiculous.
See what you do when you date white women? Your teeth
Yeah.
look pearly
When
white.
you date white women.
His wife
No.
pearly.
No.
His wife orthodontist, nigga. That's why I said that. She just happened to be white.
No.
Also got one of my good motherfucking friends, dog. Like somebody I met through another motherfucker, and he damn near like a brother of mine.
Yeah.
Switch over to Dez, motherfucking Cortez,
What up,
who was
though?
also
Give him a
Detroit's
pause.
first annual Actor of the Year.
Yeah.
Give it up for that. God damn it.
Dope shit.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, we have a scene. We have a cinema scene here. Now we have a movie, a whole conglomerate going on here, and we've been making movies for a long ass time here. And now they really starting to break through. And this
Hell
guy
yeah.
been making movies, doing plays, and they came together and put an award show together here. Shout out to Dan Brown and whoever else that I might be forgetting that had anything to do with it. But the whole community came together and they gave away awards. And this guy got, I mean, that's one of the biggest honors, right?
Definitely. Actor of the year is a big for any male actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You smack somebody on stage before there?
Damn.
Yeah,
You put
man.
hands on somebody.
I had I had quite a few characters that was asked.
Keep my wife's name. I'm just messing with you.
He was close.
But that's crazy, Dez. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time.
I
You know you
know.
that nigga. And
Thank
then to be like, I don't know how they did the voting, but I mean, in my head, it was like, it was 80 niggas up for this award. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm like, I know Dez. I know all the niggas. And I was just like, I mean, come on now. In my head, nigga, this was like, it's like, nigga, come on now. It would have been anything. And shout out to everybody in there. They all phenomenal actors. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love all them niggas, but I was like, yeah, Dez for sure. So when you went up there, nigga, like, did you have a speech prepared? How did it work, nigga? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't even think I was gonna win.
how you didn't think that?
Just because the whole way that the Detroit thing go or whatever.
What you mean? Like,
You know
just
what
the
I mean?
politics.
Just, yeah, and then also a lot of the time too, like people, since I've been doing it a long time, people be like, man, Dez don't need no award. You know what I mean? Like he good. Like we
Should've
know
at least
he,
gave you the
like, we know
lifetime
he did the
achievement,
best.
nigga.
Like we know he did the best, but he don't necessarily really need that. He good, and and they usually
Man,
give it to somebody else.
and maybe they think you wasn't gonna appreciate it, but it's like, no, nigga, you appreciate any pat on the back. That's why we call this bitch flowers, because I want to make sure my nigga get his flowers and everybody else who deserves flowers before we get off of here. But yeah, like I guess they probably thought like, man, there's that nigga. He been doing this for so long, like he probably don't care nothing about this, and then you do shit outside of the realm of the city.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like this didn't mean nothing to you, but nigga, when I saw you get that speech, I was like, oh, this nigga really gave a fuck about this.
No,
this
I
award.
did, man. I just wanted it to be right. You know what I mean? Like even if I didn't win, let's just get it right. Let's let the best actor win the best actor. And for that performance, I thought I was the best actor.
And what movie was that for too? Let people know.
Dear Future Husband.
Dear Future Husband. Yeah, that was with you, Diesel.
Yep, me, Diesel, Deb.
Yeah.
Me, Diesel, Deb. We were the main characters there.
That's a good.
Fonzo was in it.
It was a good ass movie. That's one of the
Nunu was
movies.
in it.
Shout out to Nunu. That's what
Jay Drake.
That's one of them movies you need to watch. Like that ain't one of them Tubi movies that you just turn on and start fucking while it's on in the background.
You say it was
You
Dear
really
Future
watch this one.
Husband?
Yeah, Dear Future
He
Husband.
said,
You watch them because you know how them Tubi.
Listen.
Some of the movies on Tubi, you be like, I'm gonna just turn this on. We gonna laugh and then I'm gonna pull a titty out and start sucking.
You will.
This is a movie you want to
That's
watch.
what you're thinking. Yeah. No. You are.
It's one of
thinking
them
that one.
ones.
You know, yeah.
Josh is ridiculous.
You already know what I'm gonna put on.
dog, come on now.
Like-
New chick too,
Like
like,
nigga,
come on,
yeah,
bro.
like motherfucker come at the crib and
I
I turn
kind of
this
want to put
on.
on something boring.
Yeah.
Like that, like, yeah, she
This
got
movie
it.
come on, I'm like, this nigga dead is acting his ass off. I can't eat this pussy right now. You know what I'm saying? I cannot eat this pussy right now. And they're gonna cast right there, running down there, Dear Future Husband.
Yeah, dog.
Y'all go ahead and tap in and definitely go ahead
Man, you got to see that.
and see that, dog. My
Go
guy
on and
got
send me
out.
some death threats.
Latia on there. Yeah, she was on the podcast. She's in that.
Go ahead and see me some
Nigga,
death
everybody. You know how many people walk up to me, man? Everybody just making movies now. So many niggas acting is crazy.
threats. It is.
This bitch is like this bitch like Krypton, nigga. Everybody an actor now. Like everybody walking to me like, yeah, you know, I was in this. It's the new thing. So how do you feel about that being like a real seasoned actor and now everybody is kind of getting an opportunity to just say like they actors, they in movies and shit like that? Do you feel away? Because people ask me that about Instagram comedians. So I just want to see how you feel about that.
I think it's super dope for them to be able to see what they can do.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I want to understand like that ain't it. Like, you know, that's not the be all end all.
Yeah.
To like Detroit people, like you get a couple hurrahs or whatever, a couple claps, and now
Yeah.
you just the best there ever was. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like nobody want to take no classes. Don't nobody want to be a student of the
To
game.
refine the skills.
Don't nobody want Don't nobody want to refine their skills. Everybody think they already got it, and that's the worst thing you can possibly do because you don't. You
And this
know
is what I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Look at me real fast. Put the camera on me. If you niggas ever want to get good enough to win the Dez Cortez Crenshaw award, you won it, the first one, nigga. So the award should be named after you now. Ain't that how it worked? Ain't that how the Heisman Trophy nigga got here?
No, not at all.
Oh, well, nigga, the award
The
is
Larry
his now.
O'Brien trophy. Ain't he the first nigga to play basketball or some shit?
That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
So if you want to get good enough to win the Dez, because now that bitch called the Dez, because he's the first nigga won that hoe. If you want to run around here, nigga, and drink $500 Jose Cuervo like Dez, you gotta work harder and find your motherfucking skill set, nigga. You don't get to just drink this. You think any nigga get this? You think any nigga can get this? No, nigga, you got to be a motherfucking award-winning actor. Fuck wrong with you niggas, man. Like, go ahead, keep gaming these niggas up, dude.
I got a whole crate of this shit for the win, bro. So I had to go ahead and drink them one by one. You know,
Hilarious.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I mean,
Hilarious.
just I mean,
But it was
seriously.
love in the building though, as far as like, because I
It
see
was.
everybody was
It
there.
was.
That was
It
any
and
movie.
that
you
was
saw.
the most surprising thing, bro. Truthfully, and that made me feel the actual best. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like when they said my name, it erupted in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, nah. Like
Oh,
even
hey.
people who were in the like in
Up for the
thing
win,
with me,
up for
like,
nominated. Nominated.
were like jumping up and like, and that really made me feel like, okay, I think we on the right path as far as making sure that the people who do the best job are actually getting the accolades.
It's over with for these niggas, Dez, because we're in the right space.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
That could have easily went left. They could have been like, Dez he won an award, KDZ rushed the stage, and then Trick Daddy, you know, Trick was there and he grabbed a nigga and then he started talking to the insurance company like he got a commercial with a dog ass beat where he selling insurance, now he rapping over. Shout out to Trick. And Murder Pain was there with no shirt on and he was like, nigga,
humping this shit.
it could have been a bunch of things, nigga, but it all was love from the
Yeah,
top to the
it was
bottom,
love.
from the director to producers,
It was love.
nigga, the videographers, everybody's in there like it was love the whole way in there.
It
dog.
was.
That's
it was
what's up,
love.
man. I'm glad to
It
hear
was
that.
love.
Dog.
It was a great feeling, truthfully. One of the best feelings I ever had as far as an actor in the city
Yeah.
and being around other actors and actresses who, you know, were going out for the same thing that you were going out for. So it was dope, man. I got a lot of respect for the film crew now. I mean, even more so.
Yeah.
But
Because you
But
seen
they
it
were-
from the infancy to where it's at
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You seen it when it was like, all right, the
when it
drug
was
dealer niggas.
one person making a movie.
One person making the movie, the drug dealer nigga was like, all right, what's the black magic? How much y'all gonna do?
Yeah.
And then he got the camera,
Yep.
and then y'all shot the movie at these houses he got to where now niggas has got real sets.
Yep.
They got it's people out here making a living in this community,
Yeah.
being a DP or doing styling like my nigga Marv Neal and shit like that. So
Jazar and her husband.
Road Dejan,
Road
shout out to
Dejan,
them.
yeah. I mean, and that's what it needs to turn into. It needs to turn into people who really know what they're doing, who really take an opportunity to really want to be better in their craft to bring up the whole production. Like, ain't nobody about to bring you with them and you don't know what the hell you doing, or you a prima donna, or you like, no, never. You'll never be part of my crew. So the thing is to build up the people who actually doing what the hell they supposed to do, so y'all can get to the next level. Other than that, then shit.
It's so crazy because I remember when this became like when Michigan, or not Michigan, but Detroit became a hub, and they did all the production teams would come here and they would shoot TV shows and movies here, and then they took it away and we was like, damn. And after that, independently, that market came and we grew it ourselves, as opposed to like when they were shooting Detroit 9. What was they shooting here? 187 or some shit like that.
Detroit.
187. I think it was 187.
Was it 187? Yeah.
Because it was my man, the Chris from The Sopranos was in that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I knew somebody did like location.
Ingrid said,
scouting on that,
congratulations, Dez.
you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, thank you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, like we was hoping, and I always say this when we was talking about it downstairs, we always looking for somebody to save us.
Yeah.
And when that whole industry came through and we thought that was gonna put us on,
Yeah.
and then they left, we was like, oh, they ain't save us. And look what we did. Literally, it took about 2-3 years for us to do it ourselves. But now we got our own award show and we produce some movies at a level and at a clip to where people looking at us like, hey man, them niggas, they call them Detroit movies. Like,
But everybody love them though.
yeah.
It's people in LA like, man, I just want to be in one of the movies. Like, just that's just one of the things I want to do in my life, just be in one of them movies. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So they like, nigga, I
damn,
want Crystal the Doll to just walk by me in a scene.
Hilarious. Crystal the Down who walked by me in the scene.
If it ain't no big fat ass walking by, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't
that,
no
that was
Detroit
made,
movie.
that
It
was
ain't no
made by
Detroit
Lamb
movie,
Chops,
bro.
nigga. It ain't no
That
Detroit
was
movie.
made by Lamb
Let me say
Chops.
this because like my people out of town that like the movies
Okay.
like it because like Hollywood clearly got like an agenda of like stories they pushing, narratives they pushing, what they think is like on point. Where it's like these movies are written as if like Spice One may have wrote this damn movie, like in Spice One's height of being Spice One.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like, do you think that some of the love from the movie, because I know from my homies it's like that. Like, do you get those comments too? Like, yo, this seems closer to a story that don't seem like Hollywood is
Tell.
pushing.
It's
you know,
it's not too many people from Detroit who really haven't at least lived in the gangster life. Like, not to
Mhm.
say that they was a part of it, but you
Mhm.
lived it, you watched it. Maybe somebody from your family, maybe your friend was a part of it. So it's things that you see that people who just only dream about being a part of that gangster life and who write about that gangster life have never seen, stuff that they can't think of. So when you get on that level and then you start doing stuff, they're like, wow, that's so, but that's just how we think. That's just who we are. That's just what we do. But the rest of the world want to be like that. They want to think like that. They want to do those same things. So now that we opening up our book to them, it's
like
sky's the limit.
it's like the movies and the music have at the same time parallel each other,
Mhm.
and they all rise. And so it's like you hear Sada Baby rap. Now you want to see a music video, but now you want to see the movie portraying like
Exactly.
what's going on in
what
the
he's
city,
talking
like
about,
what's moving
42
around.
Doug, what Babyface
Exactly.
Ray really see,
Exactly.
what this really is. That makes sense, but I do have this question though. Like, so as you working and you've been definitely in the films for a while, like in the iterations.
This nigga
and
Sidney
things like
Poitier
that.
around here, bro.
So like,
My nigga Sidney Poitier.
when
Show
you
them a
work
picture of
with
Sidney Poitier real quick, so they can know who I'm talking about.
when you work with like when you work with like a
He's Sidney Poitier with Buff
younger
Song.
director or like
Okay.
a younger producer, like
Right.
do you step in from like an actor capacity and be like, all right, y'all probably want to do it like this, or y'all
Nope.
probably want to do like that,
No.
or you just basically be like,
I
I'm gonna just rock with
I do
what
what
it is, or how you do it?
do what I'm paid to do.
There that nigga go. That's who
Flat
Dez
out.
is around this bitch.
You know what I mean? For real. Like if you want that, you can
Mhm.
definitely pay me for that, and I would definitely help you with that. But I'm just not about to be there seeing things go wrong and you to be paying me whatever you paying me, and me to be like, oh no, no.
So,
No.
because I'm asking this because even I think it was who was talking about this one time. I was watching an interview with Mark
Go
Wahlberg,
back up real quick to
right?
that one.
And Mark Wahlberg was
Hold on.
talking-
Go to one Barack
Hilarious.
Obama. No,
Barack
right there.
Obama.
He look like he really don't fuck with this nigga. He like, nah,
Hilarious.
ass nigga.
That is
Hilarious.
Yeah,
that
he
is
looking
a
like,
man.
man,
That
listen.
whole facial expression.
Yeah.
like,
But he
No,
old,
but go
man.
ahead. Go ahead.
But like, so like Mark Wahlberg was saying that like basically he'll sometimes be a part of a project and see it going left, like, this probably ain't gonna be that dope, but he won't speak up sometimes.
Mm-mm.
And you feel that same way. Why do you feel that way? Especially like if you know it's independent, they getting in the game,
I'm gonna
they
tell
may
you why.
need the game. Like what's been the learning curve?
I'm
for
gonna
that?
tell you why, and I'm gonna take it back to the hood. Nigga, my auntie was in it with her husband. You know what I mean? And to the point where me and my brother had to run over there to her crib.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Things gonna happen, transpired, but by the end of the time, we was about to get shot. Like my uncle-in-law, whatever, he was about to kill us because he was just so scared about what was about to go down. Fast forward a little while later, they back together.
Mm.
So I'm like, what? But at the same time, you gotta understand this thing's bigger than you happening. You know what I mean? So they got this whole production going. They got these people doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're paying people for this to go how it's supposed to go. I'm not sticking my hand in there and saying shit because I don't know. Maybe it's how they want it to be.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's the look that they going for. I don't know. I just know the time that I got to be on this camera.
Yeah.
I know my lines. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna portray the character like I've been paid to portray the character. But other than that, I'm not about to tell you.
So
shit.
you might see some movies with Diz in it, and basically he might be the best nigga in it. Just
And that's where I've seen it.
And the reason it is because he like, I'm just gonna do my job to the best ability. I'm not gonna overact. I'm not gonna over direct. I know this look a little weird the way you're standing, and I could probably say something, but it ain't in me to do that. Now, if they want me to consult and do all that, and you got to credit that man for that.
Yeah.
Like I've learned that when I've improvised in movies where they've given me a script and I've legitimately only said about 92%. I haven't said nothing. I said 8% of what they wrote. 92% of that shit I made up, and I'm not credited as the writer. And that's just some shit. Now that it's an industry here, I know that, and I get what he's saying. He's like, nah, if you niggas want me to do more, kind of got to pay me more, you know. But I'm gonna look good. They like this movie wild as hell, but this nigga with this airbrush taper on, in this movie, he got off. He got a movie where they airbrush the taper on his head.
So like that's funny because like I'm speaking from years of like this is way back in the day, but like sometimes in independent films and really even in major motion films, like the continuity. So for people that know, like the continuity, like a character will come in wearing a blue shirt, and then in the next scene, because they pick up the next day with the same shirt or whatever, now he wearing a red shirt. Yeah. Or they get shot and they got bullet hole in scene 1, and then scene 2, it's like I thought he just got shot.
You won't see me. I'll make sure that I know what the hell I'm supposed to have on to what's name, but I'm not about to do that, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's not for me to do in everybody's movie, you know. And you can't save everybody's show. You can't save everybody's everything. You got to do what you pay for. And a lot of times, people will have the opportunity to put you in those situations, and they don't want to pay you. You know what I mean? So they'll skip on and be like, man, maybe Dez will just say something, maybe
and take credit for it.
And then they'll take all the credit for it. So no, I'm straight, man. I don't talk to these people about what I'm about to do.
Dez gonna be like, hold on, nigga, my shirt was blue yesterday. Get my shirt like, blue. So I'm tight, right?
It's gonna have to be blue.
So you would be like, who was that actor? Like an Alec Baldwin with that whole incident with the gun. You gonna be like, hey.
No, first of all, listen, anytime I got a gun in my hand, a gun being pointed at me, I'm checking at 30, 40, like people be like, that's crazy. And this is even before that Alec Baldwin started. Yeah. I'm checking everybody gun. If your gun point at me or fire around me, I'm checking your shit. And people will look, and people like even before, like all the time, I'm checking them because I know how shit happen. I know how things go down even before that. So you ain't never about to catch me on set with no pistol that I ain't checked and
so
looked
what happened on set with the digger Alec Baldwin?
I had a live round in it.
So it had a
and
live
he shot
round.
The producer. I mean, he shot the director. He shot both the directors. It went through one director and killed the other director.
My thing is this: I thought you'd be shooting blanks, and I thought that should be fake. Like,
exactly.
I guess this is what.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't trust that shit, bro. Like I don't know these people.
Yeah.
The gun.
This is my life,
like
bro.
A gun producer or whatever.
This is my life. And let's say I do have a gun.
Shout out to the nigga Ty. Josh holds improv comedy games down. My nigga Ty. Shout out to them niggas.
Ty, good. What's up, my nigga? But like, you have to understand what's really going on, dog. Like, and these are sometimes real live guns being shot in these movies. So for you to be like, man, it's gonna be cool, everything gonna be all right. For you to put yourself in some hands of some people that you don't even know, that's crazy to me, dog.
Damn, like, I be thinking about that. Like when when I see all these rap videos, when niggas be having these guns pointed at the motherfucking camera,
they crazy.
I be looking like, boy, I don't know about them games, my nigga.
They
but
crazy.
I never really thought about it like that. I mean, I've shot guns in movies before. I never thought they could possibly be real. Like who handling the props to the point where they're like, man, fuck man, fake gun. Let's just use this real one I brought.
But you never know.
I think that like at the Alec Baldwin, what they say is they have like a weapons specialist.
Yeah,
that's
always supposed to be there.
But even when he there, obviously in that situation, the weapons specialist was.
I make the weapons specialist clear it in front of me on camera. Then I clear that shit again on camera by myself.
At the pawn shop, they would bring guns in the pawn, and we would have to check the guns. And I would always let security do that, or whoever else did it, because it happened when I left. Somebody fucked around and shot the gun, and it went off. Like, so I guess that's the thing. I just thought on movies,
easy,
I always
bro.
thought guns
was
fake. That's what I thought.
Easy.
I assumed it was fake, dog.
And I got like 4 friends who killed themselves playing with guns.
Damn.
So I'm not fucking dog.
Nigga say I do not play with guns.
That's not.
But a gun is a big element in a lot of just
I love
urban film. Period. You know what I'm saying?
So when you like, and I mean, during the sex scenes, when you really fucking, right?
No, not all.
Here we go.
Not all of them. Only some.
Only so.
That
No matter what angle
Hey,
they
ain't no
trying to
hey, look, ain't no weapon specialist there.
Ain't
then.
no
It's just
weapon
like,
specialist.
There is a weapon
Baby,
specialist
baby,
there.
baby, why would you
nigga.
come?
You showing me what to
Hold
do
on,
with this
baby.
mother.
Baby. I'm actor of the year,
The
Dez
weapon
Cortez
specialist.
Crenshaw.
What you doing?
Let me hit this pussy. It's gonna be all right. Drink a little Jose Quavo with your nigga. Come on, man. Fuck it. I'll
In
do this with you.
reality,
Come on,
I-
man. Celebration.
It's my nigga, man.
Hilarious.
Congratulations, my brother. I got
Thank you,
nothing but
my
love
dog.
for you.
Hilarious.
Cam, where yours at? Oh, now you're the Starbucks.
Hilarious. Hilarious. So I imagine with the sex scenes, it gotta be weird as hell because the lighting text, the grips, the director.
That's what everybody be
producer,
saying. Like, oh man, if I was in that
all of
sex
them
scene,
people.
I'd have been down, and
It's hard work.
nigga, it's 20 people there, and they like this.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know what I mean? And it ain't like no, oh, you getting it. It's like stroke. Okay, put your left leg over there. Pull your pants down. Stroke. Okay, it's like it's no room for that shit to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just ain't that
You
type
enjoy
of
it's
party.
really work.
It's work.
You laying there, they like, okay, so are you naked or do you
Right.
got on drawers? How
You got, or pull your drawers down a little bit more. Okay. Now y'all just going up, down. You do it. Cut. Okay. Boom.
Hey,
Next
look
one.
here, man. I want to choreograph all the sex scenes in the movies now, man. If y'all allow me to, because I feel like
a sex clean choreographer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new
I would
skill
like
They
set.
have
for
them
you.
in LA and they make tons of money.
I think I can do it
It's
because
an
I've had a
intimacy
lot of
coordinator.
sex and I watched a lot of porn. And I think I can know how to make
Listen.
it. If you're trying to make love, if you're just trying to fuck, all of that, nigga. I got it all down pat. So all you niggas
Intimacy
out there,
coordinator.
An
That's-
intimacy
my
coordinator.
nigga, I would like to be the
Okay.
intimacy coordinator for the Midwest area because this
Can we
would.
Google intimacy coordinator?
And then don't Google it, nigga. Just put it on my IDMB.
Google it.
Whatever that shit is.
Intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
Because a lot of sex scenes, like I just wanted to be subtle. Like a lot of times, I've seen hoops getting fucked, and I want to make sure that she gets captured in the right light next time.
Make sure that right. Make sure the ass shit.
Yeah, I'm
but
like
at the
that,
same
yeah.
time, it's an art to that shit too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's an art too. Like the way that come off, that's a whole art. Like you know what I mean. Like and you can even like talk. I mean, you can even show things.
Oh, you got to put up.
coming on
Oh, I
in
gotta
the
pull
script
it up.
that through like a sex scene, and that's what I'm saying. Like
All
they
right, let
don't.
me see. An intimacy coordinator is a staff member who ensures the well-being of actors who participate in sex scenes or other intimate scenes in theater, film, and television production.
Who-
Boy, I'm about to make
who's
so
the
much.
most
How much money?
famous-
How much money?
famous,
How much money do they make? It's down. Go down.
They make bunch. They make stupid.
Oh
bread,
God,
bro.
I'm gone.
In
Oh,
the wake
God,
of
I'm
the
gone.
Me Too era,
I make 19,000 off of
per
that.
movie though.
Oh,
That's-
I thought that was gross.
No. That's
The
like
average
per
annual
movie.
salary
Oh,
of
annual
a script.
67.
Yeah, no, that's a script supervisor.
Fuck comedy. It's over with for me, dog. I am now an intimacy coordinator. If you're looking for bookings, holla at
okay, what if
Corey
it's a LGBT?
Pornhub.
What if it's an LGBTQ?
I'll be like,
thing?
fam, arch your back. Take that dick home, boy. I don't discriminate. I'm an intimacy coordinator. I didn't say I was a.
intimacy.
They get intimate too. I'll be like, I don't know how y'all fuck, but I would tell you put your thumb in his ass with your dick already in there. This how I know how to fuck. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be like, hey, yo, cuz, that don't look real.
Hey, big dog. Can you spread that cheek a little bit more so dog can get over in there? Big dog. Hey, can we get a zoom in right here on that?
And you winning. You
Hey,
winning.
big
You
dog.
doing your job, dog. You doing your job, man.
Like that don't look real right there. That don't like get your head in the game.
Damn,
cuz.
dog.
I saw some gay niggas. It was nothing like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. So sex scenes. You in there? Your first one was you nervous? Your first one.
Yeah.
And can you describe it in what movie this was in?
My first one was in Destiny's Calling.
Okay.
And it ended up not even being a sex scene. Because
I already got a hangover.
yeah. Shantae was just a little bit too
She was to what? Shantae? Shantae who? Do we know what this is?
yeah, that line. Shantae that line. You remember Shantae?
Shantae Tyler. Oh,
She's
that's
been in LA
in-
for a while. She
she's
was
in,
on the
Detroiters?
Yeah, she's on Detroiters.
Shout out to her.
She on a bunch of stuff right
Yeah,
now.
y'all know what you're talking about.
She in LA doing her thing, but she just wasn't with it. But I just remember like so they was like, all right, well y'all just kiss and act like it's about to be a sex
The
scene.
anticipation of sex. So who did you have? So chemistry is important. Like, so who did you have the best sex scene with? Get some bitches watching out like, okay, let's see what he gonna say.
He better be smart.
My best sex scene
Was with my queen. No, I mean in the movie, nigga.
Oh no, you know I would never say no shit like that.
With my queen.
Kari about to bust a blood vest. What I said from laughing.
I mean, maybe this last one with Yeah, with Kayla.
That was smart. You got an
Kayla.
award for that. You got an award
no,
for it.
no. I ain't
Oh.
with it. This one ain't even came out yet.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have no sex scene in Dear Future Husband. Wasn't nobody trying to see me like.
He was a savage enough.
Yeah, they wasn't trying to see me. But this one that's coming out in October.
Without giving anything away, like what was so good about the chemistry? Like, I mean, between the two, y'all.
Well, for one, the script said it was gonna be rough sex. You know what I mean? So just
The
all
bell.
rip,
Mhm.
it was
Also did the bell on that one.
a whole nother mindset of kind of how it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like you never know what you stepping into. But the script was like, hey, they having rough sex because it's a it's a difference between their sex and the sex is also going on at the same time, which is nice and lovable.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, she knew that, I knew that. We was gonna move we was gonna move the furniture, and that's what it was.
I coordinate the shit out of that. Everybody did. You got to put your hand right there on the neck.
Yep.
So
And I'd have been doing it.
I see the vein in her head. I need to know that it's real.
And then you tell her, enjoy it.
Yeah,
And then
enjoy it.
and then
Yeah,
that's the scene, the dope
Damn,
scene.
That's hard.
You know what I mean?
That's hard. I haven't yet to do a sex scene. I think I would be a little too nervous. That's why I don't see how people do porn for real, because it's almost hard for me to have sex with the TV on because there's people in there. Like they're not in there, but I can hear like them talking. Like niggas, like, can we turn TV off? So just to even be able to perform like with other people around, I really just commend you. I take your hat out to that. Like even just kissing the motherfucker, like kissing is very intimate.
But
So
you
to
gotta
be able to do
sexy
it,
too, though. You know what I mean? Like you can't be thinking like, man, ain't nobody gonna like that shit. So you gotta at least.
so
be
you
like,
in it.
At least I, made it.
So would you take like a honey pack or would you pop anything beforehand?
I can't.
What
dog.
can't jump for? You know
It's
what
just
I'm
so many people around. You know what I mean? Like you can't be hard as hell. You know what I mean? Like you gotta try to get away from that because.
So how
yo,
can you be sexy and get away from being?
It's mental. So, and this is fucked up, but you gotta think like, okay, what if I love this woman? How would I treat her? You know what I mean? Without the sex, you can't think about it like no hoe. You know what I mean? Because you just dang. So you gotta be like, okay.
Now you seeming like a creep on set. They like, damn, dude. Oh no.
Oh no,
We shooting in like 2 hours. My man.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
My man that came like, all right, we about to go. We about to go.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That
It's
ain't
like,
cool.
cuz it's
Right.
tripping.
And then everybody else gotta be comfortable too.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you don't want to come.
It's
Rock
like,
up,
hell yeah, I was waiting on Saturday to
There you
shoot.
go.
Hell yeah.
So,
They be
Like Dad's been here since 6 o'clock. We ain't shoot this scene till
Kind of
3.
gotta be a clear mix between making her feel sexy enough to do it, but also making her feel comfortable enough
a professional
to make it look real.
And you know what this all sound like? Some
Real
pimp
life.
shit. It sound like some pimp shit. I got to make the hoe feel sexy enough to go out there and get that money, but at the same time, professional enough and stupid enough to bring that paper back to me and do it all over again.
Let me ask you this. In the same world, people always talk about sex. Fight choreography, because that's like in so many movies, like even I like sometimes bad movies, even like the sci-fi movies and shit like that. But fight choreography can sometimes be so weird.
Bro,
How do you like
this last movie, the fight choreography, it was crazy. Like we did it at least 4 days before we even shot. You know what I mean? Like, and we did it in all different situations as far as where we was gonna be.
So you doing all this shit, the stunts. You the nigga.
That's what you don't see this scar on my eye.
Can we get this scar on his eye? No, the camera right there, nigga.
What a camera?
Right there.
I don't even know which eye it is.
it's that one? Yeah, it's that side.
Is this
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that
see
came
it.
from the movie?
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
in the newest movie, I'm in the fight, and in the fight, the dude rushed me, and we go out a window, 2-story window. We go out the window for real. Underneath the window, of course, is the mat. You know what I mean? So, dog, we rehearsed this thing at least 10 times, dog.
You think?
It was perfectly
Hopefully, I
fine,
hope,
bro.
yeah.
Perfectly fine. You know, everything was going how it was. The last one on film, we went through, man. Everything happened. Dude slipped.
Mm.
And instead of us falling how we supposed to fall, we went down almost upside down. And his head hit my eye, busted open, everything happened. And it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna need somebody to do my stunts for next time.
Yeah.
My shit was leaking, bro.
I believe
And
it.
I couldn't even feel it.
Adrenaline.
People was like running around and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? I think, all right, homeboy, something must have happened to homeboy. You know what I mean? Like, and they talking about me.
Yeah.
And I'm leaking. It's just like,
Yeah, the cut big as shit. Yeah, your adrenaline kicking in though.
but you know, like it don't matter like how many coordinators you have.
Shit
When
happens.
that shit right, shit gonna happen.
All right, so like in that choreography, because it seemed like you doing like they gotta duck kind of even the WWE shit is difficult.
Every
You know what I'm saying?
every duck, every hand movement, every punch, every grunt,
It's
every
timed.
elbow is completely timed. If you off, you probably gonna hurt somebody because it gotta look real as hell. I ain't about to swing at you like these.
No, I gotta do, yeah.
Nigga, I'm gonna swing at you, and your job is to put your
Yeah.
hand up and block it.
And I gotta know in which angle you duck
Exactly,
in and all
all
that.
that.
So I can't be on set drunk or high where I'm
Oh,
gonna mess up and I'm gonna
hell
be like,
no.
ugh. And then it's
Hell
like,
no.
damn, he really caught me with a damn. I'm
No.
knocked out.
Not on
On
them
some Tank
scenes.
Davis shit.
Not on them scenes, bro. You can't. It's just too much going on. There's too many things that need to happen, and you fighting like you shit really look. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no fun and games type
Bro,
shit
my
like
nigga,
that.
my nigga falling out of windows onto mats, bro. That just showing
That's
you the
some real
level we
acting.
at now. Like
Yeah.
it ain't no more like nigga getting stumped and you kind of see him not really kicking
Right.
him, and they cut another scene. My nigga fought a nigga and they fell out of a window.
That's okay. When you saw that in the script, your thought process was
This is the shit. That's next level, bro.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's next level.
This is like
That's
yo,
what I-
he
nigga,
Dez
that's the shit
is
you
for
see in
real,
movies.
That's
real.
what I thought.
nigga.
And then I will show you a picture of me
Dez is about
looking
that life.
of me looking at the window before it happened. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Like-
you know what I mean?
It's
like
like two stories. It's like you
I
read
don't know
two
who caught
stories.
me, but the look on my face looking at that window is like,
It's wild as hell.
like I don't know, maybe. And maybe I should listen to that shit because I got smashed on it. But I know, but I saw what it looked like in the camera. And in the camera, it looks amazing.
Your eye, you hold your eye like
I'm
damn.
right, exactly.
That was
Exactly.
on
And
point.
then- What?
Actual fake glass too. Like they went through glass.
Yeah. Like no, all that. You know, it was, it was the true
It was
thing.
real
Yeah.
glass. That's what we're hearing. So he went through, and I was figuring it was real glass.
Mhm.
And like two stories don't sound like a lot, but then you look out of two stories, and it's like,
when you
damn.
falling out of
Yeah,
you
there's
falling
two
with
stories
glass
is-
all around you and a person on top of you, you know, like it's
Yeah.
like dog, like that is it's a lot further than people think, and you got to fall the right way. You got to do
Yeah.
everything the right way.
You gotta
Something
hope
go
that the
wrong.
cameraman down there didn't
Yeah,
forget
and not
the
to
SD
mention-
card.
In the scene, it was raining, so it wasn't just like I was falling out onto a mat. No, it was soaking wet. It was raining outside, so
Wow.
it was like, man, it was.
Oh, he just sold the hell out of this next movie. It's
Yeah,
like,
he
nah,
did.
I want to
ain't,
see.
bro.
I want to see this scene, and I'm gonna feel like an inside track of like,
yeah,
oh,
we got the
that's it right there.
They split my nigga shit. What's up, Riri? Riri said, hey, y'all. Yeah, dog. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, these movies are going to levels. Nigga, they blowing up cars. Like, they really.
Oh no.
doing shit.
After this movie, people gonna have to step. Look. You gonna have to step your game up. Like it's so much in this movie,
Mhm.
which I love because it's gonna allow us to step our game up.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that we got it all together, like we this and that for making a couple $100,000. Like that ain't the key.
Mhm.
This is like we're gonna have to keep producing, keep being better. The same thing with you, the same thing with me. We had to keep proving we was better. Time after time after time after
Over and
time
over again.
until we was like, dog, like, why we gotta keep saying that we the best, even though everybody know we're the best. We kept having to do it every single opportunity,
Yeah.
and that's what motherfuckers gotta be on. Or
I fall to the wayside, nigga. Like we said, it's a vetting process.
you're gonna get your 100,000, you're gonna
Yeah.
be cool in your car, but then
I'm
what?
sitting down. Niggas making money. Like you said, nigga, it's separating the good niggas from the great niggas, dog. Like we were talking
Exactly.
about downstairs before we came up here, dog. We were just talking about like, it's a thing about being scared of success, and what comes with success is anytime a nigga show you his photo gallery, you be scared that you're gonna see some wild shit.
Definitely with my photo gallery.
Can
you
I
gonna
show
see
the
some wild
people?
shit. No,
Okay.
sorry, you can't show the people.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do it beforehand.
Thank you.
Just
But
that's
like-
the glass.
That's just the scene, you know what I mean? And it don't even show you what happened once we got out the window.
Damn.
Hey, this nigga really fell out of one
Yeah,
on
that's
some,
a
on some- on
real.
some Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, I know. He was doing his own stunts. Jackie Channing.
And I know
Not
this
no
motherfucker-
more.
And
It
I,
was like you talking about. You say not no more.
Not no
And let
more.
me
Not yet. You saying that now? It's probably gonna be a movie.
and
Where
let
you
me
be like,
and let me tell you why I know this is a serious ass duck, because it's white people working them cameras. This is
All of
serious
them.
ass
White people
production.
working everything, bro.
Shout out to EJ.
White people working
I'm talking
everything. And I was
shit.
like, you show this, you gonna hit this button at the right time. Like, bro,
I'm not doing a retake, bro.
I don't want to get killed. Like, you know what I mean?
I just want to win best grip.
Man,
Do they give an award for that? Best grip?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Hey, you gotta make it. You gotta make it.
Is
I'm
it
gripping on
like
Tuesday.
is it a role you want that you haven't had, like a type of role that you haven't done yet that you
I'm working on
really want to do?
superhero, regular dude who's a superhero.
It's like Hancock sort of.
Yep.
That's
Almost
hard.
on Hancock shit. Like, I mean, got the same problems, got the same everything. He just happened to be blessed with some superpowers. You know what I mean? He don't want you fucking with him about the shit. He don't want you. If I need to, all right, I use it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean? Because in reality, I feel like it's a group of dudes who I know who got that shit, who can't be touched no matter where they at. I don't give a fuck where we at. I will put these motherfuckers up against anybody, dog. When I say anybody, and I'm a part of them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I really feel like we got that juice, and you know, you're gonna have to show it at some point.
So have you ever been typecasted? Have you ever felt like at a point in your career they kept like picking Dez?
It's
Like, we're
happened
gonna
3
put Dez
times.
in these movies, and 3 different times or the
3
same
different
3
times.
roles.
3 different times for the different. So at first, right after Loud Pack came out,
Shout out to Loud Pack.
Loud Pack was dope as hell. Yeah, what
I
you
was-
and
I was in that.
Benny Siegel, you. All right, so Loud Pack, everybody wanted me to be the funny dude.
Mhm.
You know, nobody could even think I was serious. And then I Am My Sister's Keeper came out, and I played Ace, and the people who saw Ace but didn't get to see Q was like, ain't no way, dog.
Mhm.
Like, ain't no way. So right now, what's going on is I had the opportunity to pick one so people can see boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
So now they get to see Street, Dear Future Husband, which I won an award for, which is a villain of the villains that people was sending me death threats on, blowing my phone up.
Damn.
Bro, I'm not bullshitting, bro.
I believe
Doing
you. I
all
believe you.
type of wild shit.
I believe you.
2, Street Code Broken, where if you a father, you're gonna love my character. You know what I mean? Like, he epitomizes what a man should be for his daughter.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then you're gonna go to this project that come out in October, where you see I had it painted on hair.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then like
painted on hair.
it ain't painted on, but
They
it's
airbrush
fucking
my
with Josh.
nigga.
But you're gonna see a character that's gonna mix them both, and then you're gonna be wondering, like, whoa, like, should I like this guy? And that in this year is enough for me to produce everything I need for the future, because I can take those typecasts and get to those different people who like them and go to those people.
So when you get in that zone, are you like Daniel Day-Lewis, like method acting? Like, if you are a character that's very different than you, so like
the whole day you was
like,
cute,
do
or the
you-
whole day you was
yeah. Like,
I'm saying.
do you check out like when you go home? Like, how do you detox before from going to like this crazy villain to like, okay,
I
now I'm
usually
about to go to parent teacher conference?
I usually don't check out until I'm like out of the character. You know what I mean? And I be trying to, like, I'm just this dope dude who can be like, turn on and up. But still, I find myself when I'm playing a silly character and I'm in real situations, I'm a silly ass nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I can find myself being that person. Like, I was a horrible person when I was playing Corey. You know what I mean? And it took my family members to tell me that shit. And I'm not even thinking about that shit. I'm like, and I'm like, I'm being this person, being this person. But people was like, no, nigga, you was horrible. You remember what you said to me?
And Corey
like,
was in
Dear Future Husband.
yeah, different dress.
Yeah. And it's like, you don't understand, bro. When you get into that method, when you get into that mindset, when you portraying that character,
Mhm.
everything else is done.
And
It's
that's what's
gone.
crazy. Is cut back real to me real fast. Anytime I got caught up doing shit, I'm just preparing for a role that's coming for me in the future. So if I ever did some bullshit, I'm just preparing for some shit that's coming in my future.
Real shit.
Not at all.
What you mean, nigga? That ain't me, dog. I'm just preparing. I'm method acting.
Don't be believing.
This
Don't be
pre-production.
believing this goofy.
And then we gonna write all that shit into a
Yeah.
script, bro.
You supposed to prepare for the job you want to have.
We writing it all in the script.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just preparing for the future.
I'm preparing for the future.
Real shit. Real shit. Smart
Like,
man.
I did not want to have sex with her.
Smart man.
It was the character.
It was a character because he knew we was gonna do a movie in 2023 where he had to do the same thing, and homegirl gonna have to understand.
Yeah, I got to tap into a place that I ain't never been before. How
She
I'm gonna
gonna
get
have
there
to
if I ain't never
understand
win?
Place.
How I'm gonna get there if I ain't never win? How I'm
For
a real
real.
drug dealer?
You can't be real if you ain't never been there, bro.
Yeah, you got to be able to tap into that place, and that's all it is, man. And I like that he just said that. That was a good ass question, Card. I'm glad you played that you phrased that the way that you phrased it, King.
Hilarious. So, all right, like with that, like horror movie, like in a horror movie, would it still be the same, like a tapping in and out? You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a villain in it, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of like I ain't gonna say raised by villains, but as far as what people would think a villain is, are the people who were the most influential of me growing up. So I got an opportunity to see that the villain ain't always somebody that people hate.
What you fail to understand is, nigga, like, I mean, and this might be a bad analogy, but Hitler didn't think he was a villain. He just was doing what he thought was right for the people he fucked with.
Right.
It was
dude.
niggas that thought Martin Luther King was a villain.
Exactly.
But it was just because they was the opposition. So
Nelson
I'm not
Mandela,
so all
of
of that. So I get what he's saying is like the people that you would think they were like, this a bad guy. You see this motherfucker playing with his nephew and taking care of the baseball team and walking old ladies across the street, but this nigga did what he had to do when he had to do it.
And that's what was real for me in the hood. Like everybody talking about drug dealers, they're this, they're that. But in reality, they took care of the community. Like they wasn't doing no wild stuff. Like they wasn't really like tearing up. Like they really was taking care of the older people. They was giving dough when people needed dough here and there. So I didn't grow up with them drug dealers who was cutthroat, killing everybody, because those drug dealers was getting killed. Like, wasn't nobody about no bullies when I was coming up. Like, dog, like everybody got a gun. You're not about to bully us. You know what I mean? So I never saw that bullies. The people who were the best at what they do, who made the most money, and who the community allowed to do that, were the ones who won the community and who was the great people. So that's what I produce when I go out to be a dope nigga. I don't go out to just be no.
Well, I meant more like even crazier than like just like a Nino Brown,
like a rapist.
More
like
like
niggas always they say that about somebody. Could you play a pedophile? Could you be a rapist? Could you tap into that character? Like I get what he's saying as far as like being in a horror movie and shit like that.
No,
like,
no, I got you. Okay.
The worst of the worst motherfuckers. Like how do you get to a place like that to be able to like embody that and translate that character out to people?
And on top of that question, is there like a role that you like? I'm not doing that no matter what. I don't give a fuck what you got me playing. Like if it's a rapist, if it's a pedophile, anything like that. Is there anything that's like, no, I ain't doing that shit?
I can't say there's anything out there that I say I wouldn't do. But at the same time, if I am playing a pedophile or something of that nature, a rapist, I want to be the real version of it. I don't want to be there goes the rapist or there goes the pedophile. I want to be the one who people like and love, but still, oh shit, he a pedophile. Because that's what really happens. You know what I mean? Like,
so like R. Kelly.
Basically. Yeah. Everybody want to be with him. Everybody like and love him. Everybody doing this, but you know what he do?
They're always usually like charismatic, and
Listen,
so that's where
they always charismatic. That's where it comes from. That's where it leads from. So you got to show people like this is what it really is.
Yeah, they disarm you.
Yeah, if I'm trying to, if I'm just not about to be this
It was a nigga who fucked a mom, a dad, and the daughter. What you talking about that documentary?
That Netflix documentary.
That was the worst shit I ever seen in my life.
Weird
bro.
as hell.
But they say he was the coolest nigga.
Because they all wanted that.
When he was with the dad,
they wanted a leader.
Like, I just, you ever just need a release? And I was like, that's when I was like, I gotta turn this shit off, man.
So I allowed him to, I said, whoa.
I was like, what the fuck do Netflix got me watching?
But you also allow him to take your daughter out of town, a kid, bro.
He's tripping.
It was like, I think the craziest role would be like, the kid in that Nat Turner movie, like the person that tells on enslaved people running away. That would have to be a very tough.
Yeah, I got like I don't.
Man, I'll fuck that role up. I like Boss Day done ran off.
What's the name? Did a good job on it.
Boss Day done ran off around that way.
On Harriet.
I didn't see Harriet.
What's my man name, dog?
Dude,
he did it so well. I ain't like my man. And that's when I know.
That's what you was like. You was about to send him an email.
He was real with it though. You know what I mean?
But just like cool ass nigga.
He was like, "No, they going this way." Like it just
Boss Head.
epitomizes those type of people. But he showed why those type of people was doing that and what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, stories have to be told the right way, or
Accurately.
you will never learn from them.
So that's why it's so funny that they were so mad at Quentin Tarantino for Django when it was like they called people nigga back in the day. How is he supposed to shoot this movie
Tons.
without saying it?
tons
And they
of
just
niggas.
felt wrong. They felt bad because Spike Lee didn't write the movie, but it was like this is just a story that's being told, bro. Like you gotta let niggas get on. Like nigga, the fact that Roy Woods got a joke about Leonardo DiCaprio, like he
Mhm.
had to be that evil
Yeah.
motherfucker to tell that story. It was no
Yeah.
other way to tell it.
Yeah, I mean, that may be Samuel Jackson's best role, playing Steven.
Man,
Because
that shit was
the
so
way
cold,
when
bro.
he sat down and he flipped and went into like the real him.
He
Dog,
had
when that
to
nigga
do
when,
it,
when
bro.
they shot that nigga and he
And
screamed,
he dropped the and he dropped,
he screamed. I was like, that nigga the coldest coon the game ever made, bro.
Dog.
He
Dog.
screamed.
he did like dog. It was just so magical, dog. Like he really he didn't care who didn't like him because of that role. He epitomized the motherfucker who we all think about all the time.
You know that nigga in there, don't you?
Like
Yeah.
he became an adjective of like, oh, you being a Steven.
Exactly, bro.
He
Exactly.
screamed when that nigga got shot, bro.
Exactly.
He
And
screamed.
that's what it takes to me. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it takes for you to really epitomize a character. When them people was calling me, was blowing up my Facebook, I was like, okay, I did what I had to do.
Did your job.
Wow.
You did your
And
job.
then when it was some women who was like, yeah, he was mean, but he turned me on. I was like, I did what I had to do.
That tell you though. You just got
The-
dog
the
these hoes from
status-
time to time.
Well, here we go. The status.
You got
of-
dog these hoes from
of
time
the
to time.
consciousness.
My mama to this day hate Lawrence Fishburne for what he did to Tina Turner in the
Oh, and,
studio.
what's love got to do with it?
Yeah, and Danny Glover. She don't fuck with neither one of them niggas. I'm like,
That's
you
what
know
I'm
they was
saying,
playing, right?
They were just playing.
They
But
really
they
got
never
on.
would. And then if you epitomize that, then you win. But that's why I love right after Dear Future Husband, you can go ahead and watch Street Code Broken when I play the hero.
And then they can fall in
Okay,
love with
boom.
you again.
Now you
Yeah.
gonna fall in love with me as the father, as you want every father to be like this dude.
So my nigga saying y'all
Same
gotta get
thing.
y'all range right, man. This nigga walking up the pool. He walking up the half court pulling like Steph. Niggas range. You gotta have range. You can't just be the same nigga or the same woman in every movie. You have to be able to tell a story,
Never,
and
yeah.
you gotta be able to just take people to a different place. You gotta live to forgive.
With those
and
type of people too.
in that same vein, like, would it be weird like that? Like sometimes people just recognize you for some of the most off-brand role that it's like, damn, you recognize me for that, and I didn't even really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
All the
does that throw you off sometimes?
All the time. People remember me for the roles that I don't necessarily feel like was my best roles.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, especially Loud Pack. You know what I mean? Like people
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah,
And when people like realize like I'm not stupid and silly like that, like they get mad at me, bro. Like they really get mad at me, like, dog, you're not the real you. Like,
Well,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
That was my question.
Yeah.
So so when you won your award, did you feel like for example, like when Leo won his Oscar for whatever it was, that wasn't his best
The
movie to
Revenant.
me. Yeah, for the
Right.
Revenant. That wasn't
Right.
nearly his best movie, but they gave it to him anyway.
It
Do
was
you
Gilbert
feel
Grape.
like that was the movie for you? Did you feel like you deserved the Oscar on this one, or do you feel like I had better roles on the other ones, but they just gave it to me anyway?
no, I thought that was my best performance to date
Okay.
as a whole.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then that's because I took everything that I learned from LA and I incorporated it into these characters.
Mhm.
And that shit was like, oh, like dog, like oh, like I'm getting so much. Like
Yeah.
even before I even step on anything, like this shit is just so like they really teach you the way to take your character and fill the bowl with his ass and be able to take whatever you want to take out that bowl and people still be like, oh my God, you epitomize that character.
Mm.
So that to me was like my bowl. You know what I mean? Like that's what I do.
And the funny thing, I remember we was talking about it downstairs. You were saying how people they feel a way about Detroit actors.
Oh, all day.
Yeah,
All day.
like how they kind of describe us as far as like they say we overact in
sure.
in Detroit.
And
like,
we got bad attitudes.
I mean, yeah, we some off brand niggas here. Like we feel like we are it here. Like nigga, we
Yeah.
ain't never lost a fight. We got the best hoes. We got all the money in the world. We know everything. Like we are that. So yeah,
Real
I can
shit.
see us going to LA. Like I wish Denzel would tell me some shit.
I wish Denzel would tell me something.
but
on
they
set.
do that. And then this is the thing, why though? You know what I mean? Like they'll take somebody who produced something that Denzel did, or let's just say it's the teacher that taught him in the class. And they'll look at that shit like, well, if it ain't Denzel telling me, that ain't no motherfucking body. And that's the Detroit way of thinking about shit. When you don't understand, most of them houses on the hill came from people who you would never know.
Yeah, I was tripping when I found out who was it? It was like a high up actor. It was like, yeah, I still work with an action. I still work with an acting coach all the time, just going over the lines, working things out. Like,
won't stop.
And it's like, damn, you still working? I think it was Viola Davis, and I was like, damn, Viola Davis seemed to be
you
at
will
the level where
not
you wouldn't
stop.
work with an acting coach.
But see,
Steph Curry still got a shooting coach.
Listen,
Yeah,
when you're when you're great at what you do, you understand that you can never be as good as you think you are or want to be. So you're gonna keep doing whatever it takes to get to the next level. And if that's classes, if that's shooting $1,000, I don't give a damn. It don't matter. It don't matter, bro. You gotta be able to do whatever the fuck it takes for you to get to where you want to be, to who you want to be. And until then, if you talking about what other people doing all that shit, nigga, you done lost.
Already, once you stagnant,
you
die.
Already
If
lost,
you're not
nigga.
learning every day, if you're not trying to learn
lost,
and grow
bro.
and get different, and get better, you
lost. If you think you the shit and you ain't never did nothing for real, like you ain't took no classes, you ain't did nothing, you been in some Detroit movies, and you think you the shit enough not to take no classes, you gonna get left behind. You ain't shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you. And listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm better than you, and I'm gonna take way more classes than you. So you really ain't shit.
Hey, that Quavo on my nigga. Let me show y'all what you talking about. That's
Hilarious.
on that nigga. That's $35 Quavo, nigga.
Hilarious.
Reposada. It's on your nigga.
Hilarious.
He said, nigga, my boy said, I'm better than you and I'm gonna keep working. And that's the funny
Real
part.
shit.
I've said
But
that
see,
to niggas before.
I've
definitely said that.
But I want people to challenge it and be like, well, no, you're not. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. And that's cool. And let's work towards getting away, because you're never gonna beat me, nigga.
Because it's gonna
You know
keep
what I mean?
pushing you to get better.
You're gonna get better. Right. And you're gonna get better, and you're gonna get better, but you ain't gonna fuck with me because I understand what getting better is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stay at my same level and think that you're not gonna catch me.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I caught some niggas. I caught some niggas on the way trying to get
ton
better.
of niggas.
So if you keep stopping, niggas, somebody gonna catch you, nigga.
Exactly.
So you gotta keep working at it. And the shit you saying ain't wrong. And there's nothing wrong with keep trying and practicing and doing shit and taking advice from people. You can catch advice from people who you might even feel not even on the level you at, because sometimes they just got a little bit more, they got some knowledge in places that you don't. So you can learn from niggas that
You need to learn from everybody, truthfully.
Yeah, you
can learn
do.
from- But also, too, motherfuckers who didn't do it, you gotta learn from them too. You gotta learn a lot from a dummy. Remember those seatbelt commercials?
You can learn a lot from a dummy.
You learn a lot from a dummy. And it was true. They put the dummies in that motherfucker without the seatbelt, and they got fucked up, and they didn't have the seatbelt on. You can learn a lot from a dummy to wear your seatbelt. You can learn a lot from these motherfuckers who doing this shit and who ain't getting nowhere. And if you don't, if you're like, oh, well, I just want to be known in Detroit, I want to be this, I want to be that, well, then that's where you're gonna be.
Yeah, you're gonna be at the crib. You can definitely do that, man. Don't get too hyped and get too overactive thinking you did some shit, because you ain't done anything yet, nigga. That's what I always preach to these new niggas now. I be like, bro, I don't feel like I done shit yet. So it's like, how do you come in here looking at me or looking at anybody like you better than them and talking about this, that, and the third? I'm like, nigga, just do the motherfucking work. Keep your head down. I done blocked and muted so many of you niggas because I don't want to see what y'all say, bro. It's pathetic.
Pathetic.
Like, if these niggas on there talking, put it like this, it's niggas that I know that came in the game and was like, hey, I'm gonna start doing comedy. I need a manager. Nigga, to manage what, bro? You got a couple videos on Instagram. Nigga, I've been doing comedy 17 years. Nigga, I ain't got no manager yet because I barely got shit to manage. Why do you need a manager? You niggas some bitches, fam.
No, for real.
Time out.
Real
Wait.
shit. You gotta show them. You can't tell them. You gotta show them.
I think now we shifting into the world of talking comedy. Y'all know we was gonna talk this because it needs to be said. And I think artists, and we've been talking about this for a while, as artists and creatives, we're very insecure. We wear that shit, you know, what Erykah Badu say, we sensitive about our shit. Within that sensitivity, everything Dez is talking about and what Josh is talking about is like still the reality in the realm of what reality is. When I was performing in music, it was the same thing with you need management. And like what Josh said, like managing what exactly is going to go on. And furthermore, you can end up like, especially in music or any of these creative spaces, like sometimes if you get a manager at the wrong time early on in your career, they're going to put so much money into what you're doing. And then in the long run, when you get at a better place, this person's still getting a piece of what's going on the rest of your career.
Exactly.
Web Entertainment is still getting money from Marshall Mathers music.
All day.
Just because early on they helped like him come out with some of his music before Eminem became the Eminem that he was. So every time you look at what Eminem's doing, you're gonna see some money in publishing from somebody that probably put up a little bit of money when he just needed some money for his daughter, his kid's mom, and maybe himself at the time. And that Tools and Fuse was a lot then, but to think that they making a piece off of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate and brand right now for putting in maybe like 10 G's worth of like a little bit of Chrysler money, I'm sure he looking like, yo, man, how the hell do I get out of this?
That's what you got to deal with, though. You know what I mean? I understand that all the movies that I've done before this that I don't have equity in, they're going to get stupid money once this shit start banging.
Most definitely. Most definitely, like all those movies that came out where Kevin Hart was on Prime, like they repackaged and resold it
all day.
And you thinking to yourself, like, Kevin Hart is in this movie for 5 minutes, but they got him on the cover.
Don't matter.
It don't even seem like you should be able to put him on the cover of this damn film.
See, that's what I like about those people also too, because that's where I left you. You'll never get no real money with me, dog. Because for one, I'm 9 times 10, I asked you for equity. I asked you for this role as a business proposition, not just you paying me for this role, and you decided to say no. So you're going to be unbelievably limited to what you can make, because when I'm on that level, I never fuck with you again, dog.
All right, now I gotta ask you a real question, because I'm speaking for some of the people that I know and I work with. So a lot of people throwing points at people like, I can get you this off the streaming and that off the streaming. I'm making, quarterly. I'm getting checks where it's bringing in like $400,000. To me, it don't add up just how flossy some of these people are. But meaning like if you this flossy, it seems like you be flossing harder on me if you're making $400,000 off of one film a quarter. So that's like basically more than a ticket in a long year off of one film, and you may be doing like 4 or 5. So when we get into these points, and I come from a music game too,
right?
And it's always like, who's watching and monitoring the points that when you get paid, then I'm gonna get paid?
My lawyer.
How do I make sure that my points and my slices is coming out? Because lawyer. I need to be having a tie directly with Tubi or Amazon Prime or whatever new streaming service. Because if you get paid, then I get paid. That could stop a lot of things.
I'll pay my lawyer 40% of what I'm getting just to handle that. And they love that. They love getting people ass. I'm not no lawyer, like I don't, you know what I mean? When some shit not right, a period not where it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to happen, they love getting people ass. I pay them for that because I don't, that ain't my deal.
So you do take the points though. Like if somebody come off you, they pay you a rate up front, and then they're like, how many points you want on the back, and you take that.
If it's right, because I would rather take the points than just take some bread, because I understand what I'm about to do in the future and what the hell you about to do off this movie because I'm in it.
How when it comes to the points, how do you audit the numbers the right way? Because how do you make sure you get a stake of making sure the views, the watches? As the more that I'm researching in this, it also comes down to, like, for everybody watching, it's not just starting the movie, it's like the duration of the movie. Right. So meaning like a person, like if because my sister Dar's into this, Dar's shooting a movie here soon, but so like if a person watches, like if I got 5 projects but people only watch like the first 6 seconds of my film because I don't know, hey, in the first 6 seconds they talking shit about Kevin Hart or whatever.
Technical.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna get that, and then
but you're not making no bread though.
Turn into Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, like you ain't making like the only people who pay your stuff for like as soon as you jump on is like Netflix. Like everybody else, like Amazon Prime, them, they done got hip today. It ain't who click on your shit, it's who stays on it.
That's what I'm saying, the duration.
So yeah, the duration of what you're doing. So all that new, I'm gonna have a good flyer and I'm gonna have some killing in the beginning and shit. No, that shit over with.
People got to watch the full story.
The full story.
And then when they watch the full story and the appreciation, you can get some points off of that.
Exactly.
What I'm wondering is like, so it's basically like if I do sign the type of deal where we sharing in points, they're gonna have to be like, okay, now you kind of become a part owner of this.
Definitely.
And that way, by having part ownership, you're given the same reports that the director or whoever, the executive producers or whatever. I get the points. I'm not waiting on your numbers to come through me.
As soon as I sign that contract, my lawyer gets everything she needs. I don't give a damn if it's tax info. It don't matter. Whatever happens to that movie, when we sign that contract, she understands and she knows. You know what I mean? Ain't no leaving it to nobody else to tell me what I'm about to get. That number is set on that thing. So it's like, okay, so boom. So I know, okay, maybe this month, let's say it made 100,000. Then you tell me my commission start kicking in after, let's just say 150, just because
you're paying back the executive
they gotta pay,
producers.
which they not paying. You know, whatever. I know how the game go. But what I'm saying is, okay, after that shit happen, boom, where's my money? And this is how I understand how much money you're getting, because all that stuff is like Netflix or you like none of them gonna keep that shit personal,
because it's business.
It's business. Like that's not personal. Like how many people watched it, what's happening, how much money you've been getting, all that stuff. Like you may not know exactly how much money you're getting, but you know from what's going on, like what a production is getting. It's not anything that like people can hide from anybody. You know what I mean? The shit is wide open. And if you got a good lawyer, you ain't got shit to worry about.
Okay.
When y'all bring up points, what are points? What do you mean by that?
It's how much money like you get off the production afterwards. So let's just say I do a movie and
is it 100 points? How many points is it? Like
100 altogether, right? 100%. It's basically like a percent.
So it's a pie,
equity.
and that's your
It's equity.
piece of the pie.
Exactly.
This much of the pie.
Exactly. So even people say 2-3 points. You know what I mean? That's cool.
So like you and girl and you making love and you like, who pussy is this? She like, you got about 3 points.
Yep. You gotta understand what it is.
Yeah, you like, all right, well, that's cool. I'm not mad about 3 points.
Right.
Hilarious.
I'm not about to leave no food here, but I'm
I need at least
only
15,
got 3 points.
I need
you know
15
what I mean?
points
leave no food here.
to get your kids something to eat.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I'm gonna leave you a bottle of this.
So
Quavo.
as it, and I know I'm asking like a lot of music based questions, but it's still entertainment. We talking about licensing.
Hey,
and
Kari
rights.
trying to get back to rapping, y'all. Can't y'all hear? He
Hilarious.
like, you know, I was in the music.
These niggas
So
got 'em.
exactly. So like with music, one of the things that threw people for the loop is these new mediums. So when new mediums present itself, it's almost like a whole new set of rules can exist because we have a
Correct.
country where our laws are based on precedent. So precedent is basically like it happened before to establish what moves forward.
Yeah.
So like if new streaming services or new like, hey, my man just started his own streaming service for this film. So
Right.
like we gonna take it off of I don't know Netflix and we gonna move it over to Mole streaming. If you have equity in the project, how do you respond to that?
You can't really, you know what I mean? Like that's not your call. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do as far as to keep equity in it. And if you're willing to do it for equity, you got to say, okay, I trust the production team. I trust the management team that they're going to do the right things with it. Because you ain't got no motherfuckers say what's that happen about where it go, what it do, or nothing. Nothing at all. Like, I mean, you might got your 2-3%, whatever it is, but you ain't got no say. And they may sell it. And after they sell it, you get your lump sum or whatever it is. And that's just it. But
So
you don't
like
have no wait, hold on and sell it for more money and you can say that, but at the same time, you can't make those decisions for them.
You're a minority. You got a minority stake in it, my boy. You can't
very
decide none of that.
a very small minority stake.
They gonna sell it for whatever they sell it for. They're gonna
Whatever.
hear your few little crumbs.
Whatever. They know that from the get go.
Get out of here, cuz. Kick rocks. I ain't heard a nigga say kick rocks in so long. I'm about to bring that back.
You got to.
Kick rocks, my nigga.
You got to.
Boy, I'm drunk off that one little shot, bro. This nigga got me drinking. What is that Quavo?
One shot,
man, because that's some other shit I don't fuck around with. I'm in a whole nother vibe. It's a Wednesday night, my nigga. I'm a father, nigga. I gotta go to work tomorrow, the gym. Life been hard. It's been a long ass weekend, my nigga. Life is good though, man. I'm glad every nigga that I'm fucking with is eating at a level they eating at, because I always knew it was gonna come. I never was tripping on niggas getting on before a certain time. Like niggas, I be on by this, that, and the third. Niggas is eating right when they supposed to eat. When them gray hairs in their face, and they can handle their shit right. And you know what I'm saying?
No, for real. Like I wasn't, and then I had just did an interview earlier. Like I wasn't supposed to get it then. When I was in college, I was supposed to go to the league. You know what I'm saying? Nigga? You got a perfect quarterback body, nigga. Like, you know, everything. Like, you know, I was supposed to go to the league. Like that's what it was. So all the dope boys in the hood was like, all right, as soon as this get to the league, we're gonna take this money, we're gonna flip it, we're gonna do this. Like everybody was like saying like what they was gonna do with my bread. And I was cool with it. Like, man, I'm gonna get 50,000 here to y'all. Y'all did this. Yeah. And that was the stupidest shit ever. You know what I mean? It took me a while to understand what I really need to be doing. It was though. But if I would have got that bread then, that's what I would have did.
Hold on, bro. I just fucking realized something, dog. Y'all niggas played each other in college, EJ.
What we did? Wait, where
This
you
nigga
go?
went to Central. You went to Western.
Oh, I did go to Western. Yeah,
This nigga,
I was on the bench though.
Yeah, for sure. This nigga said was like, I was like, who the best player you ever seen play up close? He's like Antonio Brown.
Yeah, you play with Antonio Brown.
No, he was a year after I left.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, y'all didn't play each
Oh,
other.
so we didn't play each other. Yeah, I was a freshman when he was a senior, but
Oh no,
that
no.
nigga was.
I remember
cold.
because I was actually coaching then, and I remember Butch Jones. He coaching at
Bush Jones, yeah,
Alabama right now. He
yep.
was like, "Des, we got this guy coming in. He's a roller dicer. He's like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, who you talking about? His name is Antonio. He's a da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And when I saw that, I
That
was
bitch
like,
the truth.
What position you play?
"Woo!" He was playing receiver.
No,
then.
what you play?
Oh, I play slot.
Slot.
So I was right
okay.
inside of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was Edelman before it was Edelman.
Ah,
Real shit.
That's hard that he compared himself to a white man. That show we come close to equality.
White man with a beard.
That nigga Umar somewhere looking like.
Umar somewhere
real
looking
shit.
like
My nigga.
a little bit.
Yeah. I just brought that up and just to think about that shit, man.
I ain't know that.
Man, Listerine said my name on TV, man.
Okay, listen.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about it? You want to talk
Vivica
about
Fox,
your, you
man,
had a
said
good
my name
weekend.
on TV.
Oh
She
yeah,
ain't first used to be-
she did. Her
she
and
said,
homeboy.
Her and the little dude from Queer Eye from the Straight Guy. Shout out to Cuz.
Yeah.
Hopefully
He said what up. He the one really said your
He
name. I
did
ain't
though.
gonna
If he shoot a movie, I'll be the intimacy coordinator for the movie. They shoot.
Intimacy coordinator.
He said my name. I'm like, oh, look at Josh. I was like, come on now, Cuz. I know my daddy be mad as hell. Like, oh, that nigga said your name.
Hilarious.
But yeah, that's the one thing fucked me up. I was like, hell no,
No, you
Listerine
didn't.
said my name, nigga. I used to love her, nigga. When they was fucking in Booty Call, Vivica Fox and Jay Fox, they was fucking. I was like, that's when I really was thinking about fucking then. And I seen her fucking that nigga, and they was fucking on like some
like plastic.
bubble
wrap, bubble wrap.
And he was talking like
Yeah,
Like Martin Luther King.
I'm gonna take this one to the next level.
and he was fucking her raw. And that's probably why I'm fucked up, not because of Booty Call.
Yeah.
Because and Tommy Davis was in it. Who
And he had to stop and go get some condoms.
He had to
with
stop
Tommy
and get some
Davis.
condoms,
And they
dog.
went and got some lamb skins. They was mad as hell about the lamb skins.
Hell yeah, dog.
He couldn't even eat homegirl. She wanted to run this rap for it.
She wanted the dental dam down there. Like they was really pushing that
Man.
that
I mean,
safe
it,
sex.
the
Man.
arc of Booty Call was really about safe sex. That's what
Was
the
it?
whole film was supposed to
And
be
we were a
about.
generation of niggas who
Nah.
didn't give a fuck about none of that.
Right.
We was all
That's
buns.
not what I got for
We
that.
was
mother-
all buns.
We
Nah,
was
I
all
forget the other-
buns.
I forget Tommy Davis. What was Tommy Davis' character name? Rashad.
Yeah.
doing wild shit.
And they bet on the pussy. And he ended up getting with her. But yeah, dog, she said my name. I was like, damn, hell no, Vivica Fox. I would not, or salute to her. I'm not gonna sit and objectify that black queen. Shout out to you and whatever cuz from see who cuz name was from Queer Eye from the Straight Guy.
Hey, but listen though, nigga.
And this
That
nigga
was dope, bro.
Dez, street nigga,
Dog.
hit me up like, nigga, you
Bro.
on Wendy Williams. I'm like, what is a real nigga sitting there watching Wendy Williams for?
Listen, first of all, I would never watch Wendy Williams with it being Wendy Williams.
He gave a disclaimer hard.
Wendy Williams sucked.
He
But
gave
they done had
a hard
they done had a
disclaimer.
few good people on there, bro.
Sometimes you can't miss Wendy Williams. I don't think it's none
He
of
was
these
at the
niggas.
crib
then.
like, ooh,
No,
ooh.
what's what's the name was on there? What's homegirl name?
Who?
Fat Joe and Fat Joe, Remy Ma.
Remy Ma.
They was on there. It's a few people on there, nigga. As long as it ain't her, bro, I'm straight. But when I heard that motherfucker say Josh Adams, bro,
Yeah.
it was on. You know what I mean?
I was at work. This nigga did text me 4 times. Another nigga called me. Some
Hilarious.
girl tagged me in the video. I was like, damn, that's what's up.
But it wasn't just like they had, because at first they was, they talking about the shit,
there's
whatever.
something
whatever.
right there.
But when they was like Josh Adams, that's when I came up. in
They
there,
put
bitch,
that
like,
flyer
nigga,
up here, and I was like, yeah. And the funny thing about that is, dog,
he said something about your face.
he just said, "Cause my head was down." And he was like, even Josh Adams is disappointed.
Oh, that's what he said.
Hilarious.
And I told a nigga, like, I was like, and that was the point of me taking that picture. I can never use it again. That was the whole
Right, that's
purpose.
it, that's it.
And I've been using that picture for 4 years now, nigga. That was my daughter baby shower. We was taking baby shower pictures, and that was one of the extras that I used. And I just had my head down. I can never use it again now. The purpose has been fulfilled.
No.
And nigga, but that flyer, I
Best
knew.
shit ever, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you know your homies who really been doing it, who really been staying to themselves and really been balling and making themselves better, come on, man. You want them to win, bro.
Yeah.
Anytime you see their name, anytime you see anything.
You can be geeked up, but you be trying not to get too high and get too low with that shit. So I'll be like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta use it for work.
Yeah. You do. You use it for the work, and I mean,
Yeah.
it meant something. It got me to a certain place. A lot of motherfuckers like, oh, I seen you on Wendy Williams, and a lot of people ain't even seen it. They just heard I was on there, so it's a cool little look.
That's dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
though.
it's a cool little look. So
Yeah.
it was a wild weekend, man. It's crazy. I don't know, people coming at me different ways about shit, man. But I
And
had
niggas
fun.
say, how you doing? Yeah, the how you doing? Like,
Did they say who?
The Wendy Williams, how you doing yet, nigga?
How you do?
He was a
Yeah.
staple on that hoe, nigga. They bringing you back.
Yeah, nigga. The crazy part about it, when she did comedy that one time, I opened for her at the Soundboard.
Really?
She did comedy like 7-8 years ago,
And she sucked.
It wasn't good, but it was just it was the first kind of experiment of, okay, I'm not a comedian, but I'm a personality. Let me go out and do things that's comedy. Like, it's like her doing her monologue, and all her fans came, and I went out and I
they
performed.
was it before the Charlie Sheen and the Nene Leakes?
Yes, it was, because Charlie Sheen was still a man. He was still getting his money over
Okay.
there with 2.5 Men. But they was like, Wendy Williams doing comedy, and do you want to do it? And I was like, nigga, shit, y'all gonna pay me? And it's just funny. Yeah, I did that. So but no.
So you the reason
that was she don't do comedy no more?
that she started, period.
Nigga, she was gonna do it whether I showed up or not, my nigga. I wish I did have that kind of influence. Shit. No, I ain't never fucked with her like that though, dog. But this shit been crazy, man. They putting flyers on Baller Alert. Like, it'd be pictures of you that you don't like.
It do. It usually do.
Yeah, my mama saw you on Baller Alert.
Shout out to your mom, dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was like, nigga, you on
I'm on
Baller Alert.
Baller.
Like, nigga, imagine that, like, I go to sleep, dog, after everything, and I wake up every day with just something. Like, my phone was jumping.
Mhm.
I look, I'm like, I'm on Baller. Like, what the fuck? And it's a picture that I remember that we took in my barbershop with this other barbershop at the Bernard. And we wasn't gonna take the picture because he's like, man, I ain't really got no clothes. And he went in the car and got one, and we took it. And I'm like, why did they pick that picture?
Hilarious. It be like that though.
So
Yeah,
random.
I mean,
know,
what's
you never
crazy
know.
is leading up to the show, his phone was blowing up, and we was thinking it was probably gonna taper off. That incident,
Everything, nigga. Phone just blowing up, dog.
yeah.
Shit out of control, man. Like,
real.
it's just like, nigga, I'm on the phone, I'm like, Lori Harvey.
Get out of here. Get out of here. This
I was like,
bro.
I'm gonna call you right back.
Lori Harvey. Hilarious.
No, but niggas just, phone was calling, people was blowing up. Damn, I'm close as hell. West Coast comedy is more story-like, and East Coast comedy is more quick and to the point.
No, it is.
Jokes from what I have noticed. West
Hands
Coast
down.
comedy is more story-like. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is. West
Yeah.
Coast is more laid back, and
I
yeah,
can tell my whole story in LA on set.
you could be more creative. Like, I mean, West Coast,
Have one
Midwest, you gotta
punchline.
get to the shit.
They'll be clapping.
You gotta get to the shit or find a way to get to the shit in
You
a way
better,
to
nigga.
where
Your ass gonna get booed.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you gotta have the type of reputation where they'll give you the runway. And really, I mean, shit, I guess we here.
I don't know.
Monique had the type of reputation where the audience gave her runway to really get into, like, as much as the rant, it was performative. Like, being there in the audience, like, people responded well to it. So if I don't know what we call comedy, but it captured people's attention. It was entertaining. I would say an audience where it was predominantly women, probably between the age of like 30 and 60.
Yep.
So many of those women were on their feet clapping. Like, I was in the third row in the orchestra pit. So as she was talking, just even like walking the stage and everything, like ramping up and getting into her story, that audience, they were on their feet clapping,
nigga,
stomping.
she walked out. She walked out, nigga. Like, okay,
Wow.
I can only describe it as, I don't know what this was, but when Michael Jackson came out the stage and just stood there,
Yeah.
and motherfuckers start crying and clapping.
Yeah.
Monique did that for 5 minutes. She walked out and stood there and just was like, I'm home.
Yep.
And I had to look like, is this motherfucker from the crib? Like, I had to really look, and was like, she from Baltimore. And nigga, they was in there clapping, screaming.
Yeah.
And she just
And
stalked the
she-
stage like a
she-
Baptist preacher. Nigga, she was sweating.
She went to the right and she went to stage far right,
She worked that whole
then went
stage.
stage far left,
I saw.
and then she had the whole crowd there. And then right as she did that, I just happened to be sitting next to a promoter. She jumped on him, and then the next thing you know, she jumped on everybody else. It was like,
Click that badone.com. She said, did Monique even tell a joke at night? She told jokes like I
she
keep telling.
told
like I
a
keep-
lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Like, really, when she hit the spin and she said, all right, I'm about to get into my set. But see, the thing is, it was so performative, it captured people's attention. Like, that's where we at. So, like, she went right into like some storytelling that kind of carried that same arc where the crowd was still captured with these stories. She told like a story of like a best friend. I'm about to fuck up her set, but
Yeah, don't
she
even do
told
it,
the
nigga.
story-
You about to do too much.
She told the story.
And she
of,
will
like,
call
one of
in
her
and get on
homies.
your
You gotta do
ass.
too much.
Possibly.
So basically, what
She
she
probably
did,
listening right now.
what she did was, like I said, okay, if you take away that 10-minute and 41-second rant she did in the beginning and just use the rest of whatever she did that night, she still was hilarious. And throughout that whole rant or throughout that whole set she did, she still peppered in what she was talking about beforehand, just because she's a performer. So she did tell jokes. She was funny. Like, the rant was just the rant. Like, she just felt the way, and she came out in the first 10 minutes and 41 seconds was directed like it was straight, like it was like Hit 'Em Up, the extended version.
Yes.
and everybody could get it. And then once she was done and got it out of her system, she went and did her set. And then throughout her set, she started peppering in like all the little shit that was going on throughout throughout what was going on you know what I'm saying, what she was
night.
doing.
And then she almost like, this is what was so performative about it. Cause like she was hitting on the promoter first. Then she talked a little bit about Hollywood and how she ain't been back to Detroit, but she loves Detroit. And then she slowly was talking about DL. Then she talked about him a little bit more.
Mhm.
Then she talked about him a little bit more. Then it like went hard on DL. But really in the whole rant, like it was probably like, she definitely said some shit that was like over the top about him. But like of the 10, 12 minutes or whatever, it's probably only like 2.5 minutes about DL and more just like her state of like how she was looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And so
DL just happened to be there,
yeah.
so it seemed more visceral because it was like,
Yeah.
damn, he hear this. It ain't like Tyler Perry's finna come out next or
Yeah.
Steve Harvey or whoever else she might have brought up, but it was just more real because she was there. Hold on, when she was going off on DL, was people sitting behind me that was getting pissed and they started talking about tell jokes. Not everybody was okay with that rant. True enough. And I mean, she might have turned a lot of people off because again, I say that the show was put on or in collaboration with 105.9, which is a radio station that he is syndicated on. So some people probably came to see him. Hold on, was DL funny after? DL a comedian? He gonna be funny. Yeah, he was he did his thing. He did whatever he could do in there after the audience was everybody picked a side and a lot of people was probably more team.
Team Monique. I think the crowd, when I was there, I know Riri says the people were saying there, I was sitting next to the promoter where like she's like was standing like almost like right in front of him talking about this is how you don't do contracts, this ain't how you do business. And even with him, he may have made a sort of comment. He ain't say that much. Like that much of the crowd was so supportive of her. I mean, it was damn near like you would think she was from the D. Like,
put it like this,
you know.
I don't even think that promoter, she knew that he was one of the ones.
No,
I think he was just a coincidence that she looked over at Charlie I was close.
right there.
I think the promoter that she was dealing with that was the one wasn't even around. But do I think it was to sell more tickets? It's not that they're not gonna do anything else together afterwards. I don't believe. And I don't think it was like no publicity. I think she just really spazzed out. Like unless 50 Cent put her, you know what I'm saying, on some shit. But I just think she felt the way. I think she's somebody who we all know somebody in our life who feel like if somebody did them any kind of way, they're gonna go off, and no matter how they feel about it. It could be you could have took that car charger, or you could have broken in, you could have crashed their car. They just gonna feel how they feel and react how they react at the time. And I think that's what that was. You know, so I don't think either side was right or wrong. I think she just did what she felt. You know, the show wasn't terrible. Like they keep saying, like the show wasn't terrible, like at all. Like I don't know why they keep painting it to be like, oh, this show was terrible, and I had to save it, and I kept it together. I did my thing. People was entertained.
And let me say this for people that's saying like she ruined the show. She was the highlight of the show, and I think this is more so the topic that I was thinking about, and me and Josh been talking, or I've been saying to Josh, like. I think a lot of times people will rather be there for the clout moment, the Instagrammable moment. Like, I don't know if people really, you know, if a lot of the audience, meaning like if we look at it in thirds, so 2/3 of many audiences today, the way we at with reality TV and all of that stuff, I think will rather be there for the Instagrammable moment than be there just for a regular comedy show. Like if I ask most people like, hey, would you want to go to the Dave Chappelle show where he just delivers a great show? Or do you want to go to the Dave Chappelle show where he gets tackled on stage? Where do you want to go? I think a lot of people are going to be like, I want to go to the tackled on stage show. The show was the offering. Like, I don't think people feel like, you know, if somebody comes out and say, like I wasted my money, they are lying. They are lying.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think like I feel the majority of the crowd got what they was looking for at the end of that show. Like I feel like nobody felt like I wasted my money. Like when they keep talking like it was some wild shit. Like it was, she had her rant, she did her thing, and she was funny. It wasn't like the whole show was about him. She peppered in shit here and there because as a performer, if you're a good performer, you're able to pull it all in because we in the moment. So I can pull from these things that I brought, these tools I brought out. And I mean, did she get too personal? I mean, that's for, I don't know. If that's how people feel, that's how people feel. Yeah. But I feel like she did her version of comedy. Like the promoter could not pay her because she said the promoter's janky as fuck and fuck y'all. She did what she did within the rights of whatever legalities
Within
was going on in the
the-
contract. They had to pay her. And then again, like I said, at the end of the day, dog, fucking deal went up. He gave his two jabs, which were funny, and got to his set.
Yeah.
Like a professional comedian to do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like
yeah.
people got a good show.
And also like her, like
Click that Nicholas Devine.
like you say, like I love a good rant. Bad1.com said, I think that like the way she delivered the rant, it ain't like guy, you know, it ain't like guy or lady that you work with delivering a rant. It still was performative, like the inflections, the tonality, like the way she went, the way she was standing on stage, the way she had like
It was
humorous,
humorous. It was funny,
yes,
man.
it wasn't like a rant that
was
just
comedy.
was
Yeah.
like Will Smith. It wasn't like that moment, like where it's like, damn, where you know,
Like
people
even-
felt like, damn, I don't even know if we supposed to be
Like
saying
even
something.
Chris Rock. Chris Rock got slapped, and then he was
Mhm.
like, I just got slapped by Will Smith. And it was still funny. And it could be because he's a funny person, but it was just like it was all still in the context of like, all right, it was everything, like for whatever people think happened, it keeps sounding like it was a terrible show and they didn't do their job and people didn't like it. Most of the people talking like that wasn't even at the show. That say that it was terrible and it wasn't that. Everybody I talked to had a good time.
Yeah, Joe Rogan was there with the week before, and nobody
I
talked
thought
about
you
that
mean
show.
he was at the show.
I
didn't see no fucking
it was.
Joe Rogan.
I think I want to say 3 weeks ago. Lil Rel and them was there, and nobody talking about that show. We had a time in history, I think, in just the way we receive any offering of entertainment or spectacle or whatever. People would rather be at the moment there's people talking about. Like, I mean, people are talking. Josh is. I ain't saying this because he's sitting next to me. He's one of the funniest comedians in America. But right now, it took some shit like this for him to be mentioned in conversations because that's where we at in life. Even the way that people talk about a guy from Chicago that I think is still funny. People talk about Hannibal Buress like he wasn't a funny comedian before this whole back and forth in Philadelphia. They paint him in that narrative. But I really think that, you know, we've been trained through possibly reality TV, maybe social media. I don't know where we at right now, but people want to engage in crazy Instagrammable, can comment on shit, moments in life, and ain't necessarily there just to sit back and like watch a regular entertaining offering.
People rather pull their phone out and be the one that captured the moment as opposed to being a part of the moment and being like, damn, I was at this when this happened. They want to be like, I know some people probably mad that, damn, I didn't record it. It was like, you just enjoy whatever the fuck happened. And that shit popped off. People in the crowd of comedy shows need to also learn how to act in the show, even if it's something may hit you mentally. You have to put your mind in a safe place and sit back and laugh. Man, that's true as fuck, my guy. Kanye, I agree. Yeah, man. That shit was what it was. It was fun, man. I got opportunity to perform at the Fox Theater. And due to all that shit that went down, I got to do more time than I was slated to do. And I was very comfortable. I had a very good time. And it worked out in my benefit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far
Suit
as
was crispy, bro.
I mean, I was wearing that bitch. I just seen some pictures of it. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even do that. That bitch was on me. Shout out to the Suit Depot and my nigga who tailored that bitch. That bitch was on me, my guy. It was wonderful. So I absolutely feel like it was a win for me and my people, man. Like it was all good in the hood, man. I got a lot of great responses from that, dog. I enjoyed myself. So I mean, shout out to both of them, man. Like I don't know why I said this. I just say like, nigga, it's no way after this I become a garbage man. Like it's only up just cause this story to be able to tell. Like one day niggas gonna be on some shit like
You was
yeah,
there.
I'm like, yeah, I was hosting that show. Niggas like, get the fuck out of here. And it's gonna be one of them moments like, yeah, I was hosting that show. So it was crazy, man. Like I said, shout out to Ada Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even talk about her. Like she was there too, did her thing.
Yo.
It's just so much shit got overshadowed by them two going back and forth. And people keep acting like it overshadowed my moment. Nigga, if that wouldn't have happened, niggas wouldn't have been saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I would have got my love that I was gonna get. You know what I'm saying, from my people, but it was like, nigga, I'm still getting love. So it's like, it didn't ruin my night at all, my nigga. I had an amazing time.
But I do gotta, I guess, spill some of the tea. Like, it was a weird show, really, to begin with. So, like, really, the way Josh excelled was like, it was like off in timing through the whole thing. I don't even necessarily know if Josh knew what the hell Monique was doing on the stage per se, because like where he was at was so far off that like, you know, like it was a different, it was a lot more than just that rant that made that show different.
Everything was
it
weird.
didn't feel like When's the last big comedy show I went to?
That was their first one, or
Yeah, that was the first show they did.
Yeah.
They act like it was gonna be a tour, but nigga, we know that. Ain't.
Well, right now, I mean, but what's crazy is in Hollywood, we know that people want to see it again. I wouldn't be surprised
Nobody
on some
gonna see
old
that.
versus shit.
No, they would never do that. Like,
I don't know, like a comedy versus Monique
from
DL.
the response DL gave, he was like, I would never work with her just because of how it played out, which makes sense. But like he said, it was just off. Like people was kind of like getting brought out late because I don't know for whatever reason, so I would have to do more time. And then I didn't know Monique was going off until I got back to the dressing room and everybody was texting me like she going off, and I'm thinking like, all right. Then they start saying like she just called him this and called this, that, and I'm like, no, this can't be happening. So and then I went downstairs I went down there and it was going down in full effect, bro. She was just up there, just straight up nigga, just giving niggas giving niggas haymakers. It was like I couldn't hear it as much on the sides as they could sitting out there because the
speakers.
Let me tell you the most intimidating part of the whole shit for me though. They gonna call you for the VH behind the scenes and they can cut that check and I'm gonna take that bitch.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on totally what's it called? Totally 2020s when they doing this shit.
Totally 2020s.
The one part that intimidated me that made me feel like damn, this is kind of different is when I had to do the sound check at the Fox and it's this big ass place and nobody in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing the sound check. It's the sound guy sitting there and it's a nigga mopping and I'm doing my shit and I'm not doing my shit. I'm just kind of talking. I'm like, I don't like this shit. They turn the monitors on. I'm like, can you turn them off, sir? Like, and I'm just trying to just get comfortable. But then once I got on stage and the people was in there, it made it seem smaller. But nigga, that sound check, nigga, they can keep that whole shit. Cause I'm sitting there trying to make these niggas laugh behind the thing. I'm like, these whole ass niggas, but I keep forgetting these niggas at work. Ain't shit funny.
They ain't laughing at shit.
They like, bitch, we just had the Blue Man group in here, nigga. We ain't impressed by you, nigga.
But let me tell you how weird it was, because he ain't even say. So like when he first came on, first off, like his introduction was kind of strange. He come on and then he go off the stage because he gave the time that he was supposed to give. Mm-hmm. He had to come back on the stage. So it's
nigga, I'm dead.
So it's like he went off the stage and then came back on the stage after probably like looking at like 45 seconds ain't a lot of time in life, but 45 seconds when it's like 3,000 people looking at a stage of nothing, that is a long time. And then to be an act that just left and then come back on and he popped right back in like where he started winning over the crowd big time. At first people was looking at him like, we still sitting down, whatever's going on. He came back on stage. He started winning with the laughs, timing, the comfort. It was like killing. And then Ada came on. It was tougher for her because the crowd just still was like, you need that bigger music. You need the lighting. It didn't have the feel. Like, I think it could have been just some production elements that could have added to like the feel.
Also, you got to understand about a truly talented individual. Wouldn't nobody been able to do that? You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand when you grabbing these people, like we was talking earlier about what they can and can't do, who they can and can't get. Mm-hmm. When the shit go down, when it's all messed up and you really need somebody, it's us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Who can take some shit that was in the dirt and bring it up to life. Because a lot of them people, they won't even try. They're just blaming on whoever the production team was. Straight up said right there, it ain't me.
One of the engineers came on stage during Josh, before the intermission set, or whispering in his ear, telling him something. Yeah. This is so like you rarely see this shit with productions I do. You know what I'm saying? I wait till like Josh get off stage and I'll be like, hey, Foolish say he want to go disorder or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let alone at the Fox. For, you know what I'm saying? My seats was like 175. Well, like 175
all right,
or whatever.
Car, we know you tricked on them tickets.
Right, I was right there in the beginning.
I'm right there in the mix, but meaning like I'm saying for the cost of the ticket and the offering,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think that you're going to see a production person walk on stage, whisper in the ear to the person that's on stage performing and tell them something. You just expect to see somebody break what they call that, breaking the fourth wall. You expect that type of shit at like your kids' play or something, not at the Fox Theater.
But at the same time, we are the type of people who can take that and turn that shit into one of the best things that happen during and that's why we're worth so much money, dog. And they haven't even started paying us the way that we need to get paid because all the fuck ups y'all do, all the things that y'all mess up, everything, you take people like us, We'll make all that shit better. We'll take your I take your worst mess up on the scene and turn that into some shit that everybody love about the movie.
We take a broken play, nigga, and we'll turn
all
it into
day.
something. So what happened was Ada came out a little late. So okay, they gave me. I'm sure by this time everybody done seen like the fucking run of the show. So I literally only getting 5 minutes before everybody. So it was 3 comedians. That's 5 minutes a piece. That's 15. So within that 5 minutes, they were giving me a 3-minute light to be like, stop, nigga, whatever you're doing, and bring up the purse. So I had 2 minutes to introduce. So I really was only getting 3. So I called Ada for whatever reason. She wasn't down at the time she was supposed to be. So they was just sitting there. And like he said, it was kind of dry because it's the beginning of the show. I did my thing, but it was like, all right, it's just moving kind of weird. So they sitting there, they like, just play some music. And I'm like, why would y'all play music? Like, that's just weird. Like, I can go back out there. So I ran back out there. I did another 5, 6, 7 minutes maybe. And then the dude start kind of signaling me to come down because Ada came down probably like 4 or 5 minutes later. I'm like, so I got my bag like, nigga, shit, I just ran back out here. I'm doing overtime. People laughing, whoopty wham, come off. Come back out. I'm like, fuck it. Monique coming on. I know I can't play with her. This is who they came to see. She's one of the biggest people on the flyer, on the obituary looking flyer that they made for us, that they plastered all over television. So I come out, I do my little time, and now my bag good because I done fuck around and did this little off cuff shit with this whole her coming out late. So I'm like, nigga, they done fucked up. I'm comfortable. So I'm doing my little mid time and I'm feeling it like, all right, I'm at about 5 minutes. I'm looking over to see the dude who been signaling me. He looking at me and I'm like, he's standing there. I'm like, he come off. He come walk over and he like, hey, she ain't here yet. Keep going and then go to intermission. So I'm like, bitch, you ain't said nothing to me, Ken. Right, nigga. So I'm about to keep going ahead and I'm gonna keep hitting niggas in their chest. Boom, boom, boom. Go to intermission. Come back. They like, she ain't here yet. DL show up, and then she show up, and they like, all right, go ahead. So I did another like 5, maybe 10. Brought her up, nigga, and then shit, history, Black history.
So wait, she might have came late just because she didn't want to go on first.
I mean, that's kind of what they was trying to. That's what the idea was alluding to.
Her perspective was.
Let me read what Buck said real fast. Buck said, "Was it weird transition having to introduce DL after the rant? It wasn't weird because shit, she wasn't talking about me. So it was like, Buck, I just gotta, it was an elephant in the room. I gotta address it. I address it. Boom, boom, boom. But at the same time, I gotta make sure that they don't turn on him. Like, I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm gonna do my best to be like, hey, nigga, we are here to see this guy. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? She already told her side of the story, so she damn near won over. But I had to make sure that at the least I could be like, hey, Detroit, we here, show love, whoopty wham. So it wasn't weird for me.
But he even did that where it was funny. But like that timing, I think Monique's whole perspective, which is still, and this kind of go back 360 before how we started this, it still kind of come down to ego. And that's where I was talking to Josh, like, if you get paid what you're supposed to get paid, whether you go first, second, last, or like, I don't understand maybe the science of like, quote unquote, what headlining is, because like, I don't understand it. If you agree to a term, like, what happened? Like, do promoters start calling other promoters and saying, oh, they don't got to be a headliner no more. They don't got to perform last. Like, what's the offering? What changes? How does that matter so much?
I'm a kid in the game as far as when it comes to comedy. And my whole thing is, I don't matter where you put me, bro. Like, I can win. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you're funny, you funny. It don't matter where you put me in, I can win. And then don't put me in front of your headliner. Now I'm about to put all the pressure on him because I'm going to do what I know brings everybody, and then sells the right tickets. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about what nobody else doing behind me and nothing else. I'm not worried about where my name is. If you paying me the money that you put on that contract, you put me first. I don't give a damn.
That's what I heard a lot of OGs say. I heard Ricky Smiley kind of say that and all that. And from what I know of, all I know is what I seen on the paper. They was both doing the same amount of time. I seen 2 different lineups though throughout the past week. The one earlier in the week had DL going in the middle, and then the last one that we saw was the one where DL was closing and she was in the middle. So I mean, I don't know if the money was different, which if he made more money, only reason I can say he probably did is because again the radio station that he syndicated through was throwing it. That may be the only reason, but I don't know who was making what and whatever but she felt the way about it. Like I said, I'm in that same sense myself. Wherever I'm at, I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of, and that I keep saying, nigga, the altitude they playing at, nigga, I can't even go up there and breathe yet. So I can't really even speak on what it's like up there. I just know in my level, I've done shows that where I'm like, it don't matter where you put me at, just let me do my thing. A lot of times put me up early, shit, because if it's 8,000 niggas on the show, put me right in the midst of it so I can get my money, do my thing, get the fuck out. I ain't really trying to sit here all day and watch niggas get the ghosts on stage. So hold on. A true professional would take those opportunities, continue to excel in their craft, and not let people give you bad moves, bad move as a move that may reflect back on you. That's right. That's exactly what Ricky Jepp said. Said he was like, he knows a headliner, but when he does shows with other comedians that are also headliners, he doesn't care if he goes first or last. He don't. So I've heard that too, and that's kind of the mentality I've taken on. So put me wherever, but who knows, man? Like I said, Monique felt the fucking way about it. She let niggas know. And she shot a nigga out on her live, man. Shout out to her, man. I ain't mad at nobody. At the end of the day, man, I got an experience. I'll be able to tell my great grandkids, nigga. When we speak about 22 and shit, and they're gonna talk about what happened at the Fox, I'll be like, yeah, I was in that bitch with Monique, and I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna change the story up a couple times. Like Monique slapped the shit out of the air. Like I'm gonna change it all up.
Because this is what's so crazy about it. Because Josh texted me, that was weird. And then I was thinking like, and I think that was weird text was in reference to like the timing and
Ada coming out.
Ada and all of that. I was like, yeah, she going off on him. And then Josh texts back like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And I was like, Monique is calling Dale Hughley a bitch ass nigga on stage right now. Yeah. And the crowd, and he like, huh? I'm like, the crowd going crazy.
Yeah, so I had texted Josh the next day, and he was like, yeah, Monique, I called him a bitch and whatnot, and all types of gay coons and whatnot. I'm thinking it's just all jokes. No. And I'm seeing Instagram. I'm like, oh, this bitch was serious. Oh shit. I was like,
them ain't joke words. They're not joke words at all. But I mean, she just said what she said in a funny way. But the funny thing about it is, I was the last nigga in the building to know that this was going on. Now that Kari just said that, like me and Jason James was with me and the cameraman Flex, we was the last niggas to know. Like we up there, nigga, and he was like, I'm like, she called this nigga a gay coon? Nigga, I come down like, nigga, I was the last nigga to know, bro. That's how that whole night was. It was just funny, man. So much shit happened, dog. I'm gonna get into it. I got a lot of footage I'm gonna put up.
I had to explain to Emily what the Source Awards were.
Did you show it to YouTube?
No.
Put the clip up. Can we put the clip up so we can see?
Show some Source Awards highlights.
So we can see real quick.
Source Awards highlights.
His wife is white, so she don't know.
She's like, what's the Source Awards?
She's like, what is that?
Oh, Emily, you should have said, "Oh, have a seat, baby." Come on,
hilarious. Yo, that's just funny.
It was a magazine owned by Benzino. Who is Benzino?
Who is Benzino?
You gotta take your girl down a whole rabbit hole of shit.
Right.
Oh, that's Corey Lee Ray Dad? Yeah. That's him.
We
ain't gotta play the sound, but nigga, but I'm gonna tell you why I just felt like that, because it was dark, the lights, it was smoky everywhere, and it was like, nigga, the vibe was like, the energy was just fucking like, shout out Nate Dogg, rest in peace. His birthday today, or he just passed
this
today?
Is Source Awards.
But something happened today. Nigga, and that's how Monique walked on the stage, nigga. That's how Dia looked on the side. Like Pumpy. That's how Monique looked on stage.
People dancing.
She's like, I'm the headliner. The headliner.
Dancing in the video.
Headliner.
Coming out here, drinking champagne. Come to Death Row.
Shit, the sound.
Who was that with him?
Yeah, cut the sound. I just play it.
Come to Death Row.
That was some nigga that was with him.
That was Danny Boy. That was Danny Boy with him.
The singer.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah, dog. This is how it felt, dog. This gonna be me telling the story.
You ain't got no love.
You ain't got no love for
it.
Hey, I can't imagine.
Snoop Dogg and Death Row.
Listen, wait, but I can't imagine a show like that happening in the D.
You wouldn't want to see that. I mean,
and everybody like, what? Y'all ain't got no respect for, like what Detroit niggas would do.
Man, niggas is niggas everywhere. I would hope that nothing would happen, because this shit crazy,
bro. No.
And then DL came on like Puff Daddy was like, "Hey, I'm that guy that they was saying."
Puffy, that was so passive aggressive. I'm the guy.
He ain't want no smoke.
Nigga ain't want no smoke.
Puffy was, but that still was passive aggressive. Don't say it like that.
What's beef? You know.
I mean, he just kept it real, dog. But this is exactly why. I mean, nigga, this is the feel of it all for real, bro. Like this is how it felt like walking out after that, because the crowd turned. and they was like, fuck everybody, nigga. It
Yes.
was like anybody come out, nigga. It didn't matter who Oprah came out, they'd have cussed her out, bro. They been throwing books at her, like, bitch, fuck your book of the month club. Like they would, nigga, if she would have told them niggas to storm the Capitol, it would have been 60-year-old women storming the Capitol in Washington.
Yes.
Wigs falling off as they climbed over and everything. So she had unified them, nigga.
Oh yeah,
She had unified them. So it was like I can't send dog up there, the OG up there like that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely had a January 6th feel. I could see like that, like what they call it, mob mentality.
Yeah.
Mob mentality was in effect.
Damn.
I think so. It, that feel was real, and she, like I say, it was an experience that I think a lot of times like people want to experience that moment. And Josh just happened to be in that mix. And what's funny is like he was so comfortable in that vibe. In some ways, I think maybe even a little bit more comfortable within DL. But DL did hit a pivot real fast. He sort of addressed it, then was like, I'm getting right to my set.
To a set because it could have went bad. Hold on. Riri said, yep, the women in the bathroom so lit after that Monique did. Yeah, they were sitting on the toilet hovering like, yeah, bitch, she was talking crazy. fuck that gay ass nigga. They was in there pissing. Aggressive as hell in the bathroom pissing.
Aggressive.
All them aggressive women pissing. They were thinking he could not follow her after that. But I mean, at the end of the show, I mean, nigga, if a motherfucker, if somebody kind of tries to crash the show or like, crash the plane, all he had to do was coast out of there. He like, I just do my time. They don't pay you to do good. They just pay you to show up. So if it's like, if you allowed this show to do this, what it was like, it ain't like DL did nothing to dig his own self in the hole. It was like, some shit jumped off. So.
And then it would have been a losing fight. If DL would have come on that stage, I think in the way that she set the premise of it
energy.
And did that, it'll look like everything she said. These black men holding us back all the time. And it's them, it's Steve Harvey, it's all of them. You know what I'm saying? So if he would have done that, I think it would have went left for him. Even though right now he is kind of doing that, it's still a wedge on the internet because it's a lot of women that's like, yeah, DL is like a lot of these other men that's holding us down, holding us back, blah blah blah, and it's like even in the contract and what he's making it seem like, I don't know, like Monique, Monique is representing like in the black community to represent somebody that's seems like they've been blackballed, like they've been held back, like they've been ostracized. I think we kind of have a kindred spirit with that. So like, you know what I'm saying? I got people now, even though I'm never really was a big fan of his, but it's like Bill Cosby got fans out of nowhere, like they railroaded him, and it's like you never really liked Bill Cosby before.
No, they just picking a side as far as it come to that, dog. But shit, nigga, we had a $141, and I got some Jose Cuervo in me, so we gonna come here and wrap this bitch up, man. I got my guy Dez, man. Go ahead and close it out, man. Tell these people about you and what you got coming up, man.
Man, appreciate it. Well, of course, I'm Dez Cortez. You can find me on any type of social media. Just look up Dez Cortez. You want to see some of my movies, Tubi, Amazon Prime, any of those, just type in Dez Cortez in the search or whatever, and you'll be able to see my movies. Few that I really want you to see, like because there's quite a few up there, but the ones that you should really see just to see the range is definitely Dear Future Husband, which I won the Actor of the Year award for.
Yep.
And Street Code Broken, which just recently came out. So you watch those two. Watch Dear Future Husband first, so and then the other one, so you leave with a nice taste in your mouth, because everybody else hate me from Dear Future Husband. But other than that, I'm here, man. I'm producing a bunch of dope things with some of the great people of the city. So man, I'm just super excited. Like I said, like we came a long way, bro. We came a long way, man. And just to see where we going and what we've been doing, and just how people really react to the stuff that we already did.
Yeah.
When we felt like we ain't had nothing, when we felt like we was just like had a phone or a camera, whatever we did, people still take to that and still think that it's unbelievable and excellent, which just shows the type of people who we are. So it's just dope to see that we about to do it on a grand level, and I'm excited. Can't wait.
My God, you want to tell me they can follow you at Mike Bay?
Shit, _Dez Cortez on everything.
Yes, sir. Let me get that camera back.
Everywhere.
Kari Fraser, what you got going on, dog?
Man.
A lot of studios, right?
A lot of studio coming June 16th. Make sure you check us out. 1634 Clement Street. We're gonna be rocking 5 to 9. Be here for it. Be here for it.
EJ, what's going on over at the Independent Comedy Club?
Man, we actually off this weekend, but you know, other than that, every Friday and Saturday we in that bitch.
All right, for sure. So y'all go fuck with my baby over there. Hey, donate to my guy Corey. Where am I at? I'm in Grand Rapids Saturday up somewhere. So if you're in the Grand Rapids area, tap in with me. I'm gonna be up there fucking around, telling some jokes, talking some shit. The 10th, I'm at the MRCC. June the 10th, I'm at the MRCC. I'm actually somewhere tomorrow, but I don't know. I think there's a private birthday party. You come to that. But June 10th, I'm at the MRCC on Mound out in I want to say that's Warren. I'm out there doing the white party, the all white party comedy show. Is me, T-Bar, my homegirl on the show. She on the network with me. Stromile, Jay Bellamy in town, and it's Horace H.B. Sanders, and it's one more person, Ronnie Chanel. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's gonna be a good ass show. So if you ain't doing nothing June the 10th, come pull up on your guy, man. We're gonna be getting it in for real, man. Thank y'all for tuning
Hey,
in.
real
Listen.
quick, hey,
go
shout
ahead.
out to Kari for getting his masters, man. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
bro.
wow.
Yeah,
congratulations, bro.
Yeah,
Respect.
man.
Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
you.
Look at this
man.
educated coon
Right,
right,
that's worth
here.
That's worth so much bread right there off rip.
This educated coon right here. I forgot about my boy. Put up that long, beautiful post, had me crying.
Yes, sir.
This nigga, hey,
Congratulations, my dog.
this nigga, look, this nigga caption was a foreword from Mark Twain, from Nikki Giovanni. He had a foreword from Nikki Giovanni, my guy.
Stupid.
Proud of you, G.
Boy, that
Don't
shit
be
crazy. Oh, and then
That's huge.
yeah, it is, and it's crazy. I don't even do this, but rest in peace to Hutch.
Yeah, that was
We already did Marcus Combs, and then Marion Barber just passed.
Marion Barber,
Yeah, I
found
saw
dead
that.
today.
Yeah,
What?
I just looked at
Yeah,
that. Bro.
former Bear, man.
Yeah.
Former
Wow.
cowboy. We don't-
That's
we don't-
funny.
we don't
It's like they
know.
Right,
say
we don't do that.
I always
Bear.
identify him more as a bear than a cowboy.
Peace out,
More
man.
of a
Y'all
bear.
be cool, man. Have a good night.
Y'all take it easy,
Yeah, bro, I
man.
just seen that on Instagram.